Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Finlay Field on the campus of Roseburg High School on a Friday night in March. Yeah, it's a little bit weird for all of us as we get used to this new schedule in 2021. But the good news is high school football returns here to Roseburg High School after a 1-week delay. That is from when they were supposed to start, and a 7-month delay from when they were originally would have started this 2020-2021 season. It's about time to kick off Roseburg High School football. Welcome in, everybody, here to Finlay Field for tonight's action. I'm Joey Kieran, really excited to have you with us for this evening's broadcast. The lights are on, and it feels kind of like it could be a late summer, early fall day here in the Umpqua Basin. We had temperatures up into the upper 60s this afternoon with plenty of sunshine coming down. The sun has set as we haven't hit daylight saving time just yet, but the sun is set and it's definitely feeling like fall football weather here in Roseburg. And boy, are we excited to get things going. We welcome in the South Medford Panthers here tonight, and we want to say hello to everybody that may be tuning in for South Medford football here on the radio or watching online at 541radio.com. It's a year that's going to have a lot of twists and turns, and this year, visiting media is not really going to be at a lot of games, and so you may rely on a home team on the road to provide you some coverage of your team, and that is why we're here, and we are happy to do so for our friends down in Medford as we look forward to bringing you tonight's action. We are excited about it. Medford comes in 0-1 on the season for the Panthers after a 9-6 loss against Crater last week. Again for Roseburg, first game of the season for them. 0-0 on the year. Fifth year for head coach Dave Heiberger. It's going to be a year of experiments and learning and growing for this Roseburg team. A very young squad, but a squad nonetheless that they are excited about. It's just about time to kick off this 2021 season, and we're looking forward to it. As we get ready to go here tonight, want to remind you guys that, as always, Roseburg High School football will be streaming live online at 541radio.com. You can tune in and catch Roseburg football, and also we will be streaming many other Roseburg High School sporting events on our video player there at 541radio.com. That includes, we've been doing boys and girls soccer so far. We had freshman football last night, and we had JV soccer earlier before as well. So if you are looking to watch some Roseburg High School sports, make sure you check out 541radio.com. And this year, our video sponsor is Renco General Contractors. We'd like to say thank you to Renco for their sponsorship of video streaming of Roseburg High School sports. Renco General Contractors specialize in industrial and commercial construction, so whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building, at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco. We'll have plenty more to discuss here throughout our Roseburg Disposal pregame show as the team's in the locker rooms right now. We'll have a quick word with head coach Dave Heiberger when we come back. This is Roseburg football tonight, streaming online at 541radio.com. We're on the radio down in Medford on 99.5 FM, 880 AM, KCMX, and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Finlay Field as we get ready to go for Roseburg football here tonight as we bring you the season opener for Roseburg taking on South Medford. As we get ready for tonight's matchup, we like to take some time to catch up with head coach Dave Heiberger before kickoff. We got a chance to talk to him earlier in the week, recording these before we get to game day here with the new protocols in place. So we sat down with Coach Heiberger earlier this week. Looking back on it now as you guys are kind of on the verge of getting a chance to get out there and compete on the football field, what was the biggest challenge through all this last 12 months as COVID kind of shut down sports and really delayed everything that you guys had going into this season?
I'd say handling all the different protocols, handling the ups and downs, handling the lack of information from, county and state agencies. And so that was a little bit frustrating of not knowing where we stand on things at times. And, the frustrating part is certain things are just out of our control. So I'd say that'd be, if you're asking me what the most frustrating part was, it was that, as a high school and as a football program, we couldn't control what we were doing with our program. So that was pretty frustrating.
And then again, one of the big things out of your control was the week one game getting canceled. When you ended up getting a chance to kind of talk to your players and pass along that news, what was the reaction that you got from them as the first week of their season that they'd been anticipating was not going to happen?
I got a pretty smart group of kids out there right now, and I think it's the fourth time we were shut down, and so I think they were. I think that they were hopeful to play that game, but I think they knew after, 3 other shutdowns that anything's possible at this point. And so I think they were more so, I think they were guarded with their excitement of getting to play in that game. And, obviously there were some disappointed kids.
Yeah. You do have just 2 seniors listed on the online roster right now. I'm assuming that's going to be where you're about at this year. What's it like with just 2 seniors out there? What kind of impact does that have on a team to have such a small senior class?
Well, you'd like to think there's some leadership in that class. Also give some of those underclassmen a chance a year early to maybe step up and step into that leadership role. So as far as impact, you'd always like to, you look at South Medford's roster, and I think you can flip our roster and their roster. I think they got 24 seniors and 1 junior and 2 sophomores or something on their varsity roster. And so there is something to be said for that senior leadership and that senior experience. But at the same time, I'm excited about the guys that we have that were coming up through the program.
I know Alaric last year had a big part in what you guys did. I saw the other name on there, Dylan Johnson, as a senior on the roster, and it wasn't a name that stood out to me. These 2 seniors, can you kind of just share a little bit about them and what they've been doing for you so far as you guys get ready for week 1?
Now, Alaric and Dylan, they were holdouts a little bit till they saw that the season was going to officially happen, and they both had very valid reasons for doing that. And, obviously Alaric saw a lot of playing time for him, and we look for him to, maybe be a little bit of a calming source for some of our juniors. And obviously we're going to lean on him quite a bit for his leadership capabilities. Dylan was a JV football player last year that played a bunch of different roles, and we like his skill set, and we kind of got to find him a home right now.
Then that leaves with only 2 seniors. You got a lot of underclassmen, a lot of guys, sophomores and juniors on this roster that are going to have to be playing a big part on what you do. But you did get a chance to play a lot of sophomores and younger guys last year, it seemed like, with this team. Do you feel kind of comfortable, at least where you're at somewhat, with some of these younger guys and maybe some of the chances they got to see the field last year for you?
Yeah, I think you had Duper that maybe saw some time. Obviously, Six saw quite a bit of time. Outside of that, a majority of them didn't see any time. Klopp got in a little bit there towards the end of the season. But, yeah, when we kick off the ball on Friday night at 7 o'clock, there's going to be 1 kid playing that's played in a varsity game, and And we're excited about that youth that we have coming up. There's a lot of speed in that, a lot of versatile players that you've heard me talk about, that I think we can do some things to maybe help out for some of the areas that we might be lacking in.
For you going into this, especially with a younger roster and a shortened season and the uncertainty week to week on what might exactly happen for you, what's your biggest goal going into this year?
Our biggest goal, obviously, got those seniors I talked about. Developing players. Do we improve in the 4 or 5 weeks that we play? Obviously, some of that's out of our control based off on who we have at a given moment. But my biggest goal is to give these kids a positive experience, get them out of the house, keep them active, and give them a positive outlet.
As you get into it here with game week coming up now and South Medford coming to town, at certain points in the season, you kind of expect your team to kind of be at a certain development point in the process. I know it's been a weird year with starts and stops and uncertainty around it all. How do you feel? How well prepared do you feel like these guys are to be out there and playing?
Oh, I think anyone will be fooling themselves if they don't say it's going to be a little bit sloppy. Missing a week of practice, and obviously South Medford had that week, had their first game, things like that. Our goal is to get out there. Our goal is always to win, But number one thing we told the kids last night is we want to see them flying around. So it's been a year, and them practicing, that's the number one thing. We want to see them flying around, and then we'll just have to adjust what we need to adjust. But we feel good about the game plans that we have, and obviously missing a week of school right there in the mid-season and all that is going to play some games with some of the timing and things like that. But I think by the end of the season, I think just about every coach in the state is going to probably riddle off the same thing: is that make sure that I don't want to treat it like a spring ball, but in reality is a spring ball where we get to go out and compete and they keep score. And so if they're going to keep score, we'd like to be on top of that score. But the reality is it's a spring ball for us here to develop our players and get them playing some games. And like I said, since the scoreboard's on, we'd like to have more points at the end than the other team.
All right, we'll stop it there with head coach Dave Heiberger from earlier this week. We appreciate his time here in our Roseburg Disposal post-game show as we continue on counting down towards kickoff. We'll be back with more. We'll take a look at your starting lineups and keys to the game as we get ready for the season opener for Roseburg football, streaming online at 541radio.com and here on the radio down in Medford today on 99.5 FM and 880 AM KCMX, and here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I'd like to give Coach his last winning season.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more of the basketball at 541radio.com. Welcome back, everyone, here to Roseburg High School. As we get ready for kickoff here, Joey Keyran with you, and we want to say thank you to our video sponsor, Renco, and our pregame sponsor, Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Give him a call at 673-7122. Big thanks to head coach Dave Heiberger there in the pregame show as we get ready for kickoff. In white with the blue numbers on the front and the back is South Medford. Black helmets for them in their home black with orange numbers outlined in white on the front and the back for Roseburg. Black helmets with the orange feather on the side. Roseburg will receive to kick off here in this 2021 season. Out there kicking away for South Medford. Jude Pinnell will kick a low line drive kick. It comes to the near sideline. Roseburg will let it go and out of bounds. It'll start out today's game with the penalty there on South Medford. Roseburg will get the ball out in great territory to start this one out as they will take the field. First quarter action for you here. Heading out onto the field come the Roseburg Indians. And in at quarterback is going to be the junior at 5'7", 165 pounds. It is Dominic Titone. He'll lead him up to the line. In a shotgun position, the pistol with the running back behind him. Back there, a couple of yards deep is Braden Steinacre. They turn, hand it to him, running left side. Steinacre will go over the left side of the line between the guard and tackle. And he'll get out to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 4 on first down for the Roseburg Indians. Steinacre, another young guy out there for Roseburg. Listed as a fullback running back type. Steinacre listed at 5'9", 200 pounds. A big boy out there for this Roseburg Indian team. It'll be second down and 6. After the 4-yard pickup, Roseburg taking their time in the huddle as we get things started here on the 2021 season. 2 receivers spread to either side of the field for Titone in shotgun. The junior quarterback moves a man in motion from left to right, looking to pass left side, going deep downfield, has a man there, one-on-one, and the pass just a little bit short. Intended downfield for Landon Duper. Duper, another player that saw some time last year as a sophomore on varsity. Didn't play much, and in fact, they believe that Alaric Call is pretty much the only guy on the field for Roseburg to start out this game that has any significant varsity experience. The rest maybe got a few snaps here and there. Duper did get a start in the secondary in the last game of the season for Roseburg. Duper will be spread out far to the wide side of the field. We'll try to continue to go through your starting lineups as Roseburg looks at third down and 6 from their own 39. Got to get the ball to the 45 after starting at their own 35 after the penalty. Rolling to his left, the lefty quarterback throws back over the middle, and it went by Duper. He thought it was intended for somebody else. He possibly could have gotten hands on it. Behind him was Ben Pike, and Pike did get an attempt to try and grab that one, but it was a bit off target for him. Crossing routes over the middle, bit dangerous there. And it'll now be fourth down for the Roseburg Indians. Roseburg punting from their own 39-yard line. And a man deep to return for Medford. Looking to kick is Dawson Gillespie. He'll get a right foot into it. On the other side, Caleb Barney will let it go as that ball will go out of bounds. Not a bad kick there on the first punt of the game as the ball will go to the 25. And that is where South Medford will take over. South with the football, 10:51 to go in the first quarter. Their own 25-yard line for the Panthers. South Medford coming out 0-1 on the season, looking to get some momentum going after only 1 touchdown last week. It is Deacon Edgar that'll be the starting quarterback for this Panther team as they bring the offense out for the first time. Roseburg's defense will take the field from their own 25. First pitch out to the far side. It's connected. It's Colton Samus out there. Samus will get out across the 30 to the 31. A pass for Edgar. Colton Samus, a junior, the quarterback for South Medford, a sophomore. Edgar this season, 1 game under his belt. He was 2 of 9 last week for 12 yards in the passing game a week ago. He connects there for 6. Going to pass near side this time. Caught out in the flats, racing upfield, close to the first down marker. Going to be 2 yards shy. This time it is Bryson Gooches who's going to make the catch. And that'll be a pickup from the 31 out to the 33. Pickup of 2 on that completion. And it'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go here for South Medford. Roseburg stacking it up with a 3-man front in the middle. At the nose tackle, Tiger Black going to try and put some pressure. I formation. He gets into the backfield, got the running back 2 yards deep. That slowed him down, and short on 3rd down will be the ball carrier for South Medford. Garrett Henderson slowed down. Tiger Black broke through right by the center, got into the backfield, slowed down Henderson, and then the rest of the defense came in behind and were able to get him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for Henderson. It'll be 4th down and 2, deep in their own territory for South Medford, and it'll be forcing a punt now for the Panthers, as Roseburg's defense will hold tough. Man deep to return for Roseburg. Deep to return this kick, Carson Dunn. Kick away, waving for the fair catch and having to dive forward, a man right in front of him. Dunn will make the catch, and our first possession for both teams will end in a punt. A 3 and out for both sides, and now Roseburg gets the ball back with 8:48 to go here in the first quarter. They'll start with the ball right back at their own 35-yard line. That's where they were after their first possession. It's Joey Keyran here with you from Finlay Field. Tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. So Tatone goes under center for his second session out there. Turns, hands it. No, he's going to keep it. Running left side, out around the edge, getting some speed, and out of bounds on the far side of the field. Goes the quarterback, Dominic Tatone. The lefty showing some wheels. Will pick up 6 yards on the carry out to the 41. I was not expecting that kind of speed out of Tatone, but he runs well and gets out there, stretching the defense to get a good carry. Roseburg so far 10 yards on the ground on a pair of carries by Steinacre and Tatone. Under center again for the quarterback. Man in motion from left to right. They'll run a bit of a triple option type of offense here. And the fullback, Steinacre, will go right up the middle. You have a man motioning from the left, bubbling back behind the formation for Roseburg, who would be the third option. You've got the fullback, the quarterback, or that bubble man as a third option on a pitch. This time Steinacre gets it, and Steinacre will pick up the first down of the game for the Roseburg Indians, and the first down of the game as he picks up 3. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 44. 8:04 to go first quarter. Scoreless so far between Roseburg and South Medford. First game of the year. Man in motion again, bubbling out. They'll pitch it to the deep man, racing to the near side, getting an edge, getting out a long way to run for about a 1-yard pickup on the carry. This time it's Logan Klopfenstein, another lefty. Klopfenstein with the carry, picking up the 1 yard. We'll make it 2nd down. Actually, excuse me. He was, I was thinking going from the 41. They were at the 44 out to the 47. So it's a pickup of 3 for Klopfenstein. It's the first game of the year for the broadcasters as well. From the right hash mark, in shotgun now for Tatone. He wants Klopfenstein to move in motion from right to left. He will to the wide side of the field, looking that direction. Goes on the slant route. It's low and then knocked out of the hands. Out of the intended receiver. That's Alaric Call, one of 2 seniors on this roster for the Roseburg Indians. Unable to haul that one in. The pass just a little low on the slant to the left side. 0 for 3 through the air so far for Tatone, and it forces 3rd down and 7 now for Roseburg's offense. Coming in, running in the play will be Dawson Gillespie. Gillespie will spread out in the slot on the right side of the formation. Out there with him is Colton Marsters. Call and Duper spread out to the left side. Call in the slot, looking that direction. They go with the tunnel screen for Call, and he had to try and navigate through traffic and look around a couple of big bodies up front for South Medford, and the pass just did not complete. 0 for 4 now for Tatone, and the incompletion is going to force fourth down. Roseburg shy of midfield, out at the 46-yard line. 47, excuse me. The sticks right underneath us here, and Roseburg will bring the punt unit back out. Out there to kick is Gillespie, and the deep man to return is Barney, and Barney will let it go over his head. That one's going to trickle down inside the 5. Duper there to make sure this one won't go past the goal line, and a great punt by Roseburg special teams will trap South Medford deep inside their 5, and that's where the Panthers will take over. 6:57 to go here in the first period, and it is still a scoreless ball game, 0-0. Both teams with at least one possession. South Medford getting their second after Roseburg. A little bit of momentum, but have to punt it away. They'll start out at their own 3-yard line for their second possession of the night. Roseburg football this evening. Again, we want to thank our streaming sponsor for all of you watching online at 541radio.com. That is Renco General Contractors. First possession from his own end zone, handing it off. Henderson will go right side. He gets around the edge, spin move, and Henderson will get out past the 10 to about the 13. It would be close to a first down, but a penalty flag is on the field. Holding is going to be the call against South Medford. And they will repeat first down. They'll go half the distance to the goal line. Second penalty against South Medford after the kick out of bounds on the opening kickoff of tonight's game. They move the ball back to the 1.5. And now South Medford with first down in about 12. And they are right in their shadow of their own end zone. Big opportunity here for Roseburg's defense. They move a man up out of the middle. That's Steinecker. Snap goes through the hands of the quarterback. Stopped in the end zone. The ball's loose. Roseburg thinks they have it. Wait for the signal. Touchdown, Roseburg. A miscue on the snap by South Medford, and Roseburg will jump on top of it. And they get the first score of the 2021 season. A defensive score, 6-0, Roseburg in front. 6:43 to go. Roseburg jumps on it in the end zone for the touchdown after the snap goes through the hands of sophomore quarterback Deacon Edgar. And now out for the extra point here for Roseburg. Roseburg getting that one after the fumble. And I thought they were going to get thought there was going to be possibly a safety there, but it looked as if Edgar landed on the ball, but he couldn't bring it in. And there are so many guys that were there on top of it, I can't tell you for sure who landed on top of that football to get credit for the touchdown. Tatone in at shotgun as they look to go for two. Tatone running. He's got 3 defenders to try and squeeze through. There are a lot of white jerseys out there, and Roseburg will not be able to get the 2-point conversion. A penalty flag comes out at the end. Some pushing and shoving going on. The helmet, I believe, for Tatone came out as he was running. Whistles were blowing. Roseburg's offense unable to convert the 2-point conversion. They're going to call a face mask on the defense, and I think Roseburg will get a second try at it here. And they'll send Tatone back out there to run the offense again. He was back on the sideline, thinking that the opportunity was lost. Back out there for the 2-point try again. Roseburg on top, 6-0. 6:43 to go in the first quarter after the defensive touchdown for Roseburg. Steinecker back behind Tatone under center. They'll move a man in motion. Hand it off. Steinecker dives over the right side for 2, and Roseburg will convert on the second try. Roseburg in front, 8-0. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. Come back with more of the first quarter for you here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
And get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car Wash.
Well, an exciting start to the 2021 season for your Roseburg Indians. They recover a fumbled snap in the end zone for a touchdown, lead 8-0 on top of South Medford. Tonight's game is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop, and by Good Vibration Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. Getting ready to kick the ball away will be right-footed kicker Tiger Black. Gets a toe punt into it. Low line drive kick comes to the near sideline. It is picked up there by South Medford. Up the sideline, that ball fumbled out of bounds by the return man. Liam Stedman nearly gave it back. He'll be thanking his lucky stars he was on the sideline when that ball squirted out of his hands. South Medford will take it out to the 34-yard line. That will be their best starting position of the night, as they will have the football with 6:43, make it 6:40 to go in the first quarter, and trailing 8-0. Last week, South Medford scored a touchdown, couldn't get the conversion, and that was their only points of the game a week ago. Gave up a touchdown and a field goal to Crater and lost 9-6. Man in motion from left to right. Quarterback Edgar in shotgun, rolls to his right, goes to that motion man, caught in the flats, downfield, and taken down by Landon Duper. Out to the 48-yard line on the completion. A pickup of 14 on the pass from Edgar. Out in the flats, finding Colton Samus. So Samus, his second catch of the night. This time for 14 yards, moves the chains. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Samus, 2 catches for 20 yards. 2 targets to either side, ball on the right hash mark. Roseburg, a lot of motion up on the front of their defense. Send a man off the near side, forces it back inside. Steinacre lowers his head, but he can't bring down the ball carrier. Second man brings him down. That is Bryson Gooches, who will carry out to the 49-yard line, a pickup of 1 on the ground. Gooches now with a reception and a carry. You've got Bryson Gooches. He had 5 carries last week for 17 yards. It was Garrett Henderson, the running back, 88 yards on 12 carries last week with the lone touchdown for the South Medford team. But so far, he's just had 1 carry. They'll fake a handoff to him here, looking to throw. Edgar pump fake, pulls it back down, rolls to his left, now sets up, goes back over the middle, caught, short gain, falling forward. It's Henderson, leaked out of the backfield, gets across the 50, first time for the Panthers in enemy territory, gets down to the 46 on the other side of midfield. So far, 4 for 4 through the air for Edgar. Deacon Edgar, the sophomore, he's been looking good so far through the air. He's got 37 yards on those 4 completions. Sets up with 2 backs on either side bracketing him. He'll roll to his right. They go underneath again to one of the backs leaking out. First down carry for South Medford. They'll take it down to the Roseburg 35, and their offense starting to move a bit here for South. That will be a pickup of 11 through the air. And that time connecting with the running back Carson Joe, the junior, 5'10", 200 pounds. Big body out of the backfield, this time doing the work as a receiver, picking up 11. Henderson now to the left, and whistles will blow as a timeout taken by Roseburg. before the first down play for South Medford. 1st and 10 from the Roseburg 35 with 4:38 to go. It's an 8-0 score. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at Finlay Field, getting ready to go on a first down attempt here for South Medford down at the Roseburg 35-yard line. So we welcome you back. Joey Kieran here with you. Tonight's game been brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest comfort control. Give them a call at 672-6707. Also by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. And by Flyaway Travel, contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Roseburg late to get out of the timeout. Throw downfield. Edgar is picked off one-on-one. A penalty flag out, though. Roseburg takes it away, but this one could be going back to South Medford. The return man for Roseburg after the interception gets out to the 10. That was Landon Duper in coverage, but they may get him for a push on that interception attempt in coverage. It would be a huge takeaway for Roseburg, second defensive takeaway if it stands. The penalty flag rests down at the 4-yard line as they were going for the home run ball there, and Deacon Edwards just a bit short to his intended target. I got a feeling it's going back to South Medford. See if we can listen in down on the field. No, we cannot, but they will call pass interference against Roseburg. So it'll go back to South Medford. So a Roseburg penalty, and Coach Heiberger out there pleading his case on why that shouldn't have been a pass interference. The coach ever fighting for his guys. That ball goes down to the 20-yard line now. It'll be a first down from there. 15-yard penalty against Roseburg. That would have been the first incompletion for Deacon Edward, who will set up with a back to either side of him. He'll give it to Henderson. Bubbles out right side, gets around the edge. Met at the 15 before he's taken out of bounds. No one there to get him before he can gain 5 yards. A lot of good speed there from Henderson on the ground. His first positive carry of the night, just his second of the game. And the run will put it at 2nd and 5 from the 15-yard line for the Panthers. Roseburg up front. In the middle, Silas Kincaid up there. Also Tiger Black Kincaid in at the nose guard. Black has shifted out to a defensive end position. And also down there with them, as whistles will blow again before the next play. Penalty flag out on the far side of the field. Before the snap, it is encroachment against Roseburg. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Drake Campbell is the other defensive lineman up front there. So that penalty will make it, I believe, a first down. So it'll go down to the 10-yard line. Second penalty on the drive here by Roseburg. It'll set him up on the right hash mark for the Panthers. First and goal for them. Deepest in Roseburg, first time in Roseburg territory, and the deepest they've been there. 4:20 to go. This drive has not taken a whole lot of time, a lot of stoppage. As a run, goes left side and is trapped in the backfield by Roseburg. Getting in there, one of the last men off the pile for Roseburg. James Coleman getting in on making the tackle. Stopping the Stopping the ball carrier, I believe that was Joe on the carry. Carson Joe, and losing 2 yards back to the 12. Second down and goal from the 12-yard line. Ball in the right hash mark. Turn, fake the handoff for Edgar. Pressure coming. He'll loft it to the end zone. Man open. The pass took too long to get there. Is there a flag? No. The defender got there right as the ball got there, knocking that one loose. The first incompletion of the night for Deacon Edgar. That was bang, bang. Roseburg just late to recover on that one. The pass took just a little too long to get to the receiver in the end zone. And that allowed the defender to make up the time, make some contact with the receiver as he was reaching for the ball. It was just a bit out in front. And now we find ourselves third down. Third down and 13. Fake a couple of handoffs, rolling to his left. The running back short, going to the end zone deep. The pass off the fingertips, intended in the end zone for Colton Samus. Incomplete, and it'll be fourth down and goal for South Medford from the Roseburg 12. And Roseburg's defense may hold. There is some transition coming, and I think the field goal unit will come out. From the 12-yard line, we're looking at a 29-yard attempt. Possibly go out to about 30 maybe if they add. Waiting to see where they'll place it. It's actually going to end up being a 28-yard attempt here. The 28-yard attempt, toe kick is wide left, no good, and Roseburg will get the ball back. Still 8-0 your score with 3:28 to go in the first quarter. Roseburg gets the defensive hold as South Medford drives all the way down to the 10-yard line and can't cap off the drive. So no good on that attempt. Still an 8-0 lead. The one touchdown on a defensive stop by Roseburg. Their offense hasn't had the ball since about the 7-minute mark. It's been nearly 3.5 minutes since Roseburg had the football. Logan Klopfenstein late to get on the field. He'll set up as a trips receiver to the right side for Tatone in shotgun. Standing at his own 7. Pass left side is high. And it's out of bounds on the far side. That pass out there intended for Ben Pike. Pike, a name that's familiar. 6'4", one of the tallest receivers out there for Roseburg. In fact, he is listed as the tallest guy on the roster that's not an offensive lineman. Daniel Thomas also listed at 6'4". Try and get those offensive linemen mentioned for you here. Tatone under center, takes the snap. He's going to keep it, going right side, trying to stretch the defense. He gets met at the line of scrimmage and may lose a yard on second down and 10. He'll get right back to the line of scrimmage. So Tatone, no gain on that carry. And it'll be back to the 12-yard line for Roseburg, third down and 10. At center tonight, it is James Coleman, a sophomore, snapping the ball for Roseburg. So Larry Call will check out of the game. Coleman will lead him out of the huddle up to the line on the ball. Daniel Thomas and Tiger Black, your two guards. Shotgun snap. Pass near side, caught. First completion of the game, short pass, trying to weave his way upfield with blockers in front out to the 15-yard line. Making that catch is Colton Marsters. And Marsters will have the first catch of the night for Roseburg. He gets it out to the 15. It'll be a pickup of 3. And with that, Roseburg now finds themselves with fourth down and 7. So the punt unit will come out. Standing back at his own 4-yard line is the punter. Dawson Gillespie gets a low, wobbly kick that'll get across the 50. Takes a great bounce goes out of bounds in Medford territory at about the 42-yard line. South Medford will get it back. And they will have a minute 48 to go on the first quarter clock. This first quarter, a lot of back and forth between the two teams, making this one stretch out just a little bit here. In fact, first quarter taking a half hour here. That's a pretty long quarter to get this one underway here to start. Offense back out there on the field for South Medford. Last time they were on the field, they went down to the Roseburg 10-yard line at 1st and 10 and could not score, missing a 28-yard field goal attempt. Deacon Edward will have Henderson to his right, moves a man in motion. That is Samus from left to right, looking that direction. Now back to the near side. It's caught, and the ball out, but back into the hands of the receiver. Making the catch is Carson Cota. The big tight end at 6'5", 220 makes the catch, then recovers his own fumble, but he'll actually lose a yard back to the 41. So they lose a yard on that completion. And it's now 2nd and 11. A minute 10 to go first quarter. 8-0 score, Roseburg in front. After their defensive recovery in the end zone on a fumbled snap. Edgar fakes the handoff to Henderson, going the seam route downfield, just a bit short. Diving back to the football. The intended target, Cota once again throws his hands up. He wanted to plead a case for maybe a little bit extra contact on that attempt to get downfield on the seam route. Clock stops with 57.3 seconds to go here in the first quarter. While South Medford huddles. Remind you that tonight's game brought to you by Smile Station, your destination for aesthetically crafted smiles. And we want to say thanks to Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Call them at 673-7122. Edgar in shotgun. 3rd and 11. Rolling to his right. Some time. Moving the pocket. Now going to try and take off and run, and he'll get nowhere. Roseburg coming up with a stop in the backfield. Making the play for Roseburg's defense, James Coleman tracking down the quarterback for a loss back to the 36-yard line. That is a loss of 5 on the scramble for Edgar. And it's now 4th down and long. Tackle for loss. Punt unit will come out for the Panthers. It's early, and it is a season that has been not normal, and so it's expected to see a little bit of rust on these players, and I think we are seeing that a bit here in this first quarter. Nice spiral kick going deep down to the 29-yard line, picked up there by Roseburg's return man, and Eli Jacobs-Locker will get a return out to the 35-yard line after the punt. So Roseburg will have the football with 5.2 seconds remaining, and they'll have it at their own 35-yard line after forcing another punt, a 3-and-out for South Medford. Roseburg, we've been mentioning the offensive line, want to give the big guys up front some credit. Coleman, Black, and Thomas at the guards, and then Kincaid and Snyder at your tackle positions out there. They will block for Dominic Titone, the junior quarterback under center with Steinacre behind him. Gives it to the fullback, goes right side and will fall forward for about a yard or two. And that will finish out the first quarter of tonight's ball game. After one, it is 8-0. Roseburg in front of South Medford. Back after this 60-second break here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Starting the second quarter, 8-0 Roseburg in front of South Medford. They will have the ball at their own 36-yard line after a 1-yard pickup by Braden Steinacre. Steinacre will get a carry again on 2nd down and 9. Roseburg will start out the second quarter leading 8-0, and they'll start it out with another dive going down to the 39-yard line, a pickup of 3. So that is 4 yards on 2 carries for Steinacre, who's now got 11 yards on 4 carries on the night. Checking in with some of our scores from around the rest of Southern Oregon. North Medford at Tualatin tonight after 1 quarter up there. 7-7 game for all of you Medford fans that might be tuning in tonight. Passing along that score there from Matt Bagley, who's covering North Medford there at Tualatin this evening. We're broadcasting in Medford tonight here on 99.5 FM and 880 AM KCMX, as well as streaming online at 541radio.com. And right here in Douglas County on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Second timeout taken by Roseburg here in the first half with 11:11 to go in the second quarter. 8-0 our score. Let's take a 30-second break. Come back after this timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Back here from Finlay Field tonight on a Friday night in Roseburg. High school football on your radio. Joey Keyran here with you. Happy to have you all joining us for this season opener for the Roseburg Indians. Pass over the middle, tipped. Going for that screen over the middle, intended for Alaric Call. Dominic Tatone's pass is tipped up in the air by Charlie Campbell. He's shaking his hands. Oh, man, I wish I could have tipped that up a little bit better and caught it myself. So the incompletion out of the timeout there for Roseburg will give them 4th down and 6. And they are just shy of their own 40-yard line. And they will bring out the punt unit. It'll be Gillespie again to kick it away. On the other side, Barney to return for South. Gillespie will get a kick away, angles it away from the return man. And Barney will make a fair catch at his own 30. It has been a little bit of a punt fest so far in this one tonight. 11 minutes exactly to go in the first half. South takes over with the ball at their own 30-yard line. Roseburg football this evening brought to you by Tim's Appliance. Find them at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing always available. And by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson today at 541-672-5721. Back out there on the field for South Medford. Their offense, 2 men in motion. That should be a penalty, and they finally throw the flags. They let the play go. Sliding down will be Edgar out at the 35-yard line, and this play is going to come back. They had 2 men moving in motion from the left side of the field, and that'll be a legal procedure there on South Medford, and I have that down as their 3rd penalty of the game. So they will move the Panthers back here. It'll go back to the 25-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play. First and 15 now. Edgar in shotgun. With 1 man to his left, fakes the handoff there. Henderson stays in to block, going downfield, hand fighting, jumps for the ball, and it is incomplete. Nice deep pass there from Dominic Edgar, showing off the arm, going into Roseburg territory with the deep bomb, intended downfield for Caleb Barney there. Actually, that player wearing number 17, which I don't have on our roster for South Medford, but incomplete. Edgar trying to find the open man. Landon Duper down there in coverage for Roseburg. Did a nice job staying step for step with the receiver. 2nd down and 15. They set up the screen. It's complete to the running back. Henderson has it, tucks it, gets to the 30, breaks a tackle to the 35, lays the shoulder into a defender and carries him across the 40. And that'll go out to the 41-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 16 through the air. The screen set up perfectly, and then some hard running from Garrett Henderson, the senior, laying a load. He'll have his 2nd catch. Again, a 16-yard pickup there, 21 yards through the air now for him. And that is now 63 yards through the air unofficially for Edgar, the sophomore. Showing off a nice touch. I formation behind him as Edgar will go under center. 2 targets to the right side. Turns, hands it off. Kind of an awkward handoff. And seemed like it got a little bit of a slow start trying to break through the line. Henderson tackled right at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for about a half-yard gain. He'll get to the 42. Tonight we had rivalry basketball going on in the Pac-12, and I've just had somebody text in and tell me that Oregon State has upset Oregon. That is 2 upsets in the Pac-12 men's basketball tournament for Oregon State, if that is the case. Wild turn of events there. We did not have the game on here tonight because of this football game. 75-64, Oregon State the winner. 2nd down and 9 on the run. A pass downfield complete to Carson Cota for another 1st down for South Medford. And their offense starting to pick up some momentum as this game goes on. They'll move the chain, getting it out to the 46 on the other side of the field. And so that'll be a 12-yard pickup through the air. 75 yards now for Edgar. Cota with his 2nd catch of the night, moving the change there for South Medford. 2nd quarter action, 9:23 to go here in the 1st half. It's an 8-0 score. South Medford trailing Roseburg with the football, looking to show some confidence on the offensive side of the ball. And shotgun, fake the handoff, looking to pass, looking to his right. Edgar, the right-handed quarterback, flushed out, goes short, and he finds Carson Joe, the big running back. Will have a catch out to the 43-yard line. That's a pickup of 3 through the air. Joe has his 2nd catch of the night. The junior with 14 yards through the air so far. Joey Keyran here with you on a cooling March night in Roseburg at Finlay Field. Feels odd to be doing football, but it's great to be back. Edgar moves Samus in motion from right to left, out to the wide side of the field, rolling that way. Tries to square his shoulders, throw is low. You had pressure coming, had to get rid of it. Garrett Schultz getting in there and applying the pressure, and Edgar didn't really have time. He was rolling opposite direction. The right-handed thrower rolling to his left, didn't have time to square up his shoulders and plant his feet, and his throw was just a bit short. Well, that's a surprising result from the rivalry basketball game there in the Pac-12 men's basketball tournament. How about them Beavers? They are on a roll. They are now 1 win away from finding themselves back in the NCAA tournament. If they can get a win in the Pac-12 championship game coming up tomorrow, we'll have that game for you right here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Here at our game, it is 3rd down and 7. Edgar looking right, going to go down the sideline. His receiver stumbled, so did the defender, but the pass is too high. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. The receiver ran to go get the football. That was, again, that number 17, which we don't have on the roster for South Medford, but intended for him and incomplete. Back-to-back incompletions out of the hand of Edgar, And it's 4th down and 7 in Roseburg territory. Punt unit out. Returner for Roseburg is down at his own 10-yard line. The kick away, angled towards the end zone, and it will go across the goal line for a touchback. Another punt here in tonight's ball game. 8:49 to go, first half. Roseburg will have it after the touchback. Seven punts so far in this first half. 7 punts on 9 drives so far. One drive ended with a fumble in the end zone by South Medford that Roseburg recovered for a touchdown. The next drive by South Medford ended in a missed 28-yard field goal attempt. 8:49 to go. Roseburg with the football at their own 20. 2 targets, the slot receivers, bookending the offensive line, set back a couple of yards, handed off to the one on the left. That was a Alaric call. He was waiting for a hold to develop, and he just took too long to find that seam, and it closed, and he was stuck in the middle. Taken down right at the line of scrimmage for Alaric call. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for Roseburg's offense as they break the huddle. Tonight's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Motion the man from left to or right to left. Handed off instead up the middle goes Steinacre. And the big bruising running back. Well, I thought that was Steinacre, but I believe it was Garrett Scholes, actually, that carries the ball up the middle. 24 versus 44, yeah. Steinacre on the sideline. So that'll be Scholes on the carry up the middle this time. Not quite as big, but still hard runner there. Makes it 3rd down and 7 after gaining out to the 23. Fake the pass, looking to run, goes to Tone, showing off the wheels again. And the intended quarterback draw gets it out to the 37. You know, I did not expect to see Tatone showing off quite the quickness that he is here tonight. But the young man, a junior, earning the starting nod here this evening after a 3-man battle for the quarterback spot. Tatone wins it. And his carry makes it 1st down and 10 out at the 37. A pickup of 15 on the ground for him. He's Roseburg's leading rusher with 21 yards on 3 carries. 6:55 to go, first half. Scholes will come out as Roseburg switch things up on offense. Tatone will go into shotgun now. And whistles will blow before the play. Klopfenstein had come in, was in at running back, but a timeout taken by Roseburg. They'll burn their final timeout of the first half. We'll take one as well. 30-second breaks. This is Roseburg football on 541radio.com, in Medford on 99.5 FM, 880 AM, KCMX, and here in Roseburg on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Welcome back, everybody, here at Finlay Field on a wonderful night in Roseburg. Looking forward to a great weekend coming up. Going to be sunny tomorrow here in the Umpqua Basin as well. Right now, things shining on Roseburg in their season opener, leading 8-0 against South Medford. They got the ball with 6:41 to go in the first half. 1st down and 10 from their own 37. Give the handoff. The running back out of the backfield tries to go from right to the left side. Stopped up at the line of scrimmage, a gain of 1. Carrying the football was Klopfenstein. He goes right up the middle on that attempt. Out to the 38, not much there for the Tribe. Scholes will come back in. Alaric Call will head to the sideline as they run the plays in. 4-man front here for South Medford. Panthers have been on the road for, I believe, their first 2 games. They'll set up that 4-man front. Send some pressure. Pass out into the flats. The Kloffenstein is caught. He gets across the 40 out to about the 43. I think they'll bring him back to the 42. Not give him his complete forward motion. That 42-yard. That should be a pickup of 4. Kloffenstein with the catch. Second catch of the night for a Roseburg receiver. 7 yards through the air now for Tatone. And with that completion, it's 3rd down and 5. Roseburg will set up 3 receivers bunched to the near side, short side of the field with the ball in the left hash mark. Duper alone to the right. Looking to his left, now back to the right, pump fake, and Tatone out with the football, out dangling around, will tuck it back in. He tried to run and had nowhere to go. Taken down in the backfield, a loss back to the 39-yard line. Tatone losing 3. A sack there for South Medford. And now it'll be 4th down and long, and Roseburg will be forced to punt yet again. So it'll be Roseburg sending Gillespie out yet again, looking to punt. He'll run just a bit, rugby-style kick, gets it away. Nice boot over the top of the return man. Bounces right back to him, though. Now he loses the football. There's not a Roseburg guy around him to get it, and so able to jump back on top of it. Barney, the return man, takes it out to the 28-yard line, and that's where South will get the ball back. Trading of possessions here, back and forth we go. Punts, at least they're working on special teams, I guess, here in this early portion of the season. 4:27 to go in the first half. Another punt by Roseburg. And South Medford will have it at their own 28, looking at 72 yards to try and move down to the other side of the field. Roseburg football here on The Score, brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Alanson Randall, open and accepting new patients, 541-378-6694. Pass into the flats, caught by Samus, but there was about 4 black jerseys in front there to bring him down, and they take him down at the 22-yard line. That is a loss of 6 on the pass play. Back. Now they'll put him at the 23, so it'll actually only be a 5-yard loss on that one. Samus, his 3rd catch, but unfortunately losing yards there for the Panthers. They'll spread him out. Ball towards the middle of the field. Steinacre showing a blitz, pulls back off, looking to pass. Zone defense going deep downfield, and it is nowhere close to the intended receiver. That again is Samus, who is looking for a flag, still looking. There is no intent from any of our officials on pulling out the hanky. The incompletion comes on the 17th attempt through the air tonight for Edgar. Mentioned he tried only 9 times through the air against Crater. 2 for 9 and only 12 yards, but he has found a little bit more of a connection here tonight, already 73 yards through the air. 3:30 to play. Clock stopped on the incompletion. Edgar looking to his left. Pressure coming. Scholes forces a pass lofted to the far side. And because he had to put the arc on it with the defender in his face, it took forever to get to Henderson. The running back got it, but by the time it got to him, the defense had caught up as well. And Henderson will make the catch, and he takes it down to the 22. And that... actually, they go back to the 23. And so no yardage on the completion there to Garrett Henderson. And now forced to punt. 4th down and 15. Roseburg player coming out. I think it's a blood timeout, or he had to go to the sideline because he had some blood, so had to come out. So now the punt unit comes out. They've got 2 return men deep for Roseburg. Kick goes away. It is taken, hit as soon as he made the catch, but hung on. Carson Dunn does a good job of hanging on to that football. And so down to his own 40-yard line. That is where Roseburg will take over. Another punt, another 3 and out for Medford, South Medford. Roseburg has it with 2:52 to go here this first half. Starting at their own 40-yard line. We will have halftime stats coming up for you here in just a few moments as we get to that halftime break. So it'll be your Cooper's Pest Control halftime show coming up here in just a little bit. Stick around for that as we will recap you on the first half, get you some statistics. Looking to make a pass. Klopfenstein has a man wide open. The lefty threw it just a little too short. Duper should have come back to the football, but he was trying to wait for it to come to him, was trying to keep moving downfield, but he needed to come back to the football and make sure he made the catch. Instead, he tried to kind of lean back to it, and it hit off his fingertips. Incomplete. The trick play by Roseburg would have worked, just could not connect. Logan Klopfenstein on that trick one there. Klopfenstein, like Tatone, as far as I'm aware. Tatone, I believe, also a pitcher for baseball. Klopfenstein is one as well. It's been so long since we've gotten to see those guys on the baseball field that just taking a stab at some of that. Second down and 10. Tatone in shotgun with Scholes to his right. He'll throw out in the flats. Bounces. They'll say it was a forward pass. And that's a bit unfortunate. That ball bounced up. I mean, lucky for Roseburg. The ball bounced up into the hands of Marsters. If it was a backwards pass, it would have been a live ball. He could have advanced it. Because they call it incomplete, he's not able to advance it. But at the same time, if it had been a backward pass and he had not caught it off the bounce, it's a live football and South Medford could have picked it up. As it is, it's an incomplete pass. Third down and 10. The ball at the 40, on the far hash mark. Rolling to his left is Tatone. Winds up his pass, tipped in the air, diving for it. Can't get there in time. Liam Stedman, the defender, tried to get there after one of the defensive linemen bats that one up in the air. And the incompletion will force another 3 and out for Roseburg. And not much time wore off the clock there. All of 14 seconds taken off the clock on 3 incompletions by Roseburg. Line drive kick goes right to the return man. Taken, high tackle. Everybody wanting a flag from South Medford's side, but no flag comes out. That is Barney on the return. It was up there, right around the shoulder pads. It looked a little awkward, but the officials, they seem to be talking, but I don't know if they're going to rule a penalty on that. And it does not look like it. The ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line. Not a great punt there by Gillespie. South Medford with it. 2:30 to play, first half. They've got the ball at their own 42-yard line. Not a long field to go here if they would like to try and get a score before the end of the first half. Only one score so far, defensive score. Run around the far side. Henderson gets into open territory across the 50, spins forward into Roseburg territory. They'll take him down to the 48. That'll be a 10-yard pickup on the ground for Henderson. And so first down and 10 in Roseburg territory now for the Panthers. 2:15 to go. 2 targets to the wide side of the field. 2 backs in the backfield with Edgar. He'll give it to Henderson running left side. Gets into open territory. Cuts. Makes a hard plant. Cuts back to the hash mark on the inside. And he gets it down to the 40. That'll be an 8-yard pickup there. Henderson starting to pick up some speed. 23 yards on the ground on 4 carries for him. 2 carries for good yardage. 2nd down and 2. Handoff again, running right side this time. This is Joe. Carson Joe will move the chains down to the 34-yard line. And Roseburg's defense starting to waver here in the first half as whistles will blow. And it's a timeout down on the field by South Medford. Let's go ahead and get it in as well. 30-second break. This is Roseburg football for you tonight on 541radio.com. 99.5 FM, 880 AM, KCMX in Medford, and right here in Douglas County on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
We're back here at Finlay Field. 1:35 to go in the first half of this one. Roseburg leading 8-0. Hanging on to that advantage at the moment. But South Medford making a charge at it. They're at the Roseburg 34-yard line for 1st and 10. Edgar looking to pass, going downfield, has a man open, but there to knock it down. The pass again just taking too long to get there. Is it receiver was open, and what that tells me would be that the youngster Edgar, he's only a sophomore, so you got to give him a bit of a break, but he is waiting for his receivers to get open before he's throwing the football. The ball continues to take a little bit of time to get there, and by the time it does, the defense continues to catch up. And so that'll be something that comes with experience. This time he dumps it out into the flats. It's Henderson catching, breaks it down inside to the 30, taken down to the 27-yard line. That's a pickup of 7. And a timeout taken again by South Medford. And we'll take it as well. We continue right along. Down to the 27-yard line. It's 3rd down and 3 when we come back. South Medford with the football. A 30-second break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
And get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy 1 signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a 2nd one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy 1 signature service oil change, get 1 free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car Wash.
Joey Kieran here with you up in Roseburg, and we appreciate our Medford crowd tuning in tonight, giving us some of our best numbers for viewing on the 541 radio player that we have ever had. I know that a lot of that because you guys can't be here at the game, and we do miss you. It feels very weird not to have fans. Big 3rd down here out of the timeout for South Medford. Edgar hands it off, driving to his left, a flag out. He connects the pass downfield to Samus. And a penalty flag out back at the line of scrimmage. I thought another one might have come out late on the sideline, but I don't think it did. The ball down to the 14. It would be good for a 1st down, but it's in the area of holding, and I think this one is coming back. And we wait for the call from our white hat tonight. It is holding against South Medford. So the 3rd down conversion will not be complete. They go from the spot of the foul, so this ball goes back to the 42 as the holding was back at the 32-yard line. So that is a big penalty. It'll overall be a loss of 15 yards on that penalty because it was a spot foul there. Hurts big time there for South Medford. They have 3rd down now and 17. Ball at the 42. They've got to get it to the 24. Edgar rolling out to his left. Pressure still coming. As he throws, it's out of bounds, too far to the far side. Trying to drag his feet and stay in bounds. Number 17 there for South Medford. Incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and 17, and that penalty is huge. South was really running down the field. Roseburg's defense didn't feel like they had enough gas in the tank here in the first half to be able to get the stop, and South was looking like they could be on target to find in the end zone for the first time and possibly tying this one up before the break. 1:03 left to go, and it looks like they'll elect to punt. They are in Roseburg territory. The ball at the 42, though, still out towards midfield, and I believe what I see that they will be punting. Couple guys deep. They are guarding for the fake. The punt is away, and they're going to let that one bounce. Wise decision by Carson Dunn, the return man. It bounces into the end zone for another touchback. A nice drive brewing there for South Medford, but they can't keep it going. They have to punt it away, and Roseburg will get the ball at their own 20-yard line with 56.4 to go here in the first half. Again, we've got your Cooper's Pest Control halftime coming up, and we will take a look at those first half unofficial stats. And don't forget, stick around in the postgame show. I know it's easy to dip on out, but stick around. We'll recap the game in the postgame show. And also, we name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. That's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Grand opening today for them right here by Roseburg High School. Mountain Mike's, the pizza the way it's ought to be. All right, first down. What does Roseburg do? Do they try to be aggressive here with 56 seconds to go? They'll do a keeper for Titone. He'll bounce it around the outside. They continue to stack the box, trying to stop those short runs by the fullbacks. Fake it to Titone, fake it to Steinacre, keeper for Titone. And the quarterback scampers out to the 24-yard line. Pickup of 4 on first down for the quarterback. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Roseburg. Ball close to the right hash mark. Spread out to the near side. Ben Pike all by himself. Two receivers, the slots on either end of the line. They'll give it this time to the fullback, and just barreling his way forward for a couple of yards. Steinacre gets it out to the 27. That's a pickup of 3. And that is going to be the end of this first half. Steinacre with the 3-yard carry will wear out the clock. And the end of the half has Roseburg up 8-0 as we head to your Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. A first half that had both teams feeling each other out, and for Roseburg in their season opener trying to knock the rust off and see if they can start building some momentum for this second half of action. We'll head to your Cooper's Pest Control halftime show after a quick break, and we'll come back and recap the first half for you. I'm Joey Kieran from Roseburg High School tonight, bringing you Roseburg and South Medford online at 541radio.com. Down in Medford tonight on 99.5 FM, 880 AM KCMX, and right here in Douglas County on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car Wash.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back on into Finlay Field, where the Roseburg Indians lead 8-0 on top of the visiting South Medford Panthers. This is your Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. For Roseburg, they lead by 1 score after a defensive touchdown on a fumble in the end zone gave them the early lead. The Cooper's Pest Control halftime show was, of course, presented by Cooper's Pest Control. Hey, they are your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Make sure you give them a call at 673-0363. At the break, neither team really showing a lot of offensive prowess for South Medford. That is 2 games in a row. They struggled a little bit last week against Crater, only able to put up the 6 points, scored a touchdown, couldn't get the 2-point try, and that was all they mustered in that contest. In fact, last week it was a first quarter score on a 13-yard touchdown run, and they actually tried for the kick, and it was blocked. I mistakenly saying that they went for the 2-point conversion there. Scored the touchdown, took a 6-0 lead on the 13-yard run by Henderson, and that was all they would muster. A 28-yard field goal by Crater at the end of the first half was the difference in that game. Scoreless second half in that ball game. South Medford will look to try and turn that around here tonight at Roseburg High School as they were held scoreless. It's now been 4 straight quarters that South has gone without scoring a touchdown. Actually, make it 5. They did not score anything in the second. So 3 quarters scoreless last week against Crater, 2 here against Roseburg, and they had their opportunities. Taking a look back at this first half, a lot of punts for either team. Offense is still trying to figure things out after a disjointed season right now, kind of a disjointed pre-game or preseason for these teams. Only a couple of weeks of practices. South Medford got to play last week, but Roseburg, we've heard, they were going ready to play last week against Eagle Point, and the game got canceled on Sunday before the game week got started, and they had 9 days off. And so it's expected that Roseburg obviously going to be having a little bit of rust and trying to figure this out with limited practice time. South Medford, they're obviously trying to work in some young guys out there, a sophomore quarterback trying to get things figured out as well. A lot of punts, though. Roseburg scoring their 1 touchdown off of a fumbled snap as South Medford was backed up against their own end zone, fumbled it into the end zone, recovered by Roseburg, and that would put them on the board. They went for the 2-point conversion, did not convert the first time, but a face mask penalty was called on the defense, and that gave Roseburg a second try on the 2-point conversion, and they would convert the second time on a run by Braden Steinacre. And that would get Roseburg the 8-0 lead. South Medford responded, drove all the way down into Roseburg territory, tried a 28-yard field goal, but could not get it to go. And that was on a drive that got all the way down to the 15-yard line, make it the 10-yard line, and South could not convert there. Roseburg also, South gave up a great drive. They were down to the Roseburg 27, had 3rd and short, and it looked like they were going to be converting on that 3rd down. And then a holding penalty backed them up 15 yards, and they ended up having to punt on that drive, and that is about how this first half came to an end. So a couple of drives really looked promising for South. Couldn't finish it off with points. For Roseburg on the other side, there's been some drives, but not a lot of extended drives for the offense. Right now, their defense has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting. We'll see how things continue to go in the second half coming up in just a bit. When we come back, we'll look at some of your individual statistics. This is the Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. Your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give Cooper's Pest Control a call at 673-0363. Back after another break here during the halftime show. a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll take a look at individual statistics on 541radio.com. Down in Medford on 99.5 FM, 880 AM, KCMX, and right here in Douglas County on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Legal on the Huskies. Welcome back, everybody, here for your Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. We continue on. Teams will be making their way back out of the locker room here in just a little while. 8-0 our score here at the break as we continue right along. Let's go ahead and pause real quick for a station identification. You're listening to Roseburg football. Tonight we're also on the air down in Medford on 99.5 FM, 880 AM KCMX, but we're also right here in Douglas County on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Well, as we get ready for the second half of tonight's ball game, let's take a look at some of your individual statistics from this one tonight. We'll start out with the visiting South Medford Panthers. Through the air, quarterback Dominic Edgar, a sophomore, has thrown for 80 yards. He has attempted 22 times, and he has completed 12 of those, 12 for 22 for 80 yards through the air. Also, I may have, it is, like I said earlier, it is the first week for the broadcaster as well, so please hang with me there. I think I put a Roseburg player on my South Medford side of my stat sheet, so we'll try and fix that there. So 12 for 22 through the air for Edgar, 80 yards tonight. With catches, you've got Colton Samus, 3 catches, 15 yards. Bryson Gooches has got 1 catch for 2 yards. Garrett Henderson has 4 catches, 28 yards. Carson Joe has 2 catches, 14 yards. And Carson Coda, 2 catches for 11. On the ground, Garrett Henderson has 4 carries, 23 yards. You've got Carson Joe, 2 carries. He lost 2 on his first carry and then got 6 on his second, so he's up to 4 yards total on the night. Bryson Guccius with 1 carry for a yard, and Deacon Edward has a 1 carry for a loss of 5 yards on the evening. That is a quick look there at things for South Medford. Again, unofficial stats. For the Roseburg side, through the air, 2 for 7 for Dominic Titone. He's got a total of 7 yards through the air. Logan Kloffenstein with an attempt in there as well. Did not complete it, although he had a man wide open, just a little underthrown. Braden Steinacre, the big fullback, 5 carries, 14 yards. Dominic Titone has done well running with the football on quarterback scrambles and design runs. He's got 5 carries, 22 yards. For Kloffenstein, 2 carries for 4 yards. Alaric Call had 1 carry for no gain. And Garrett Scholes, a carry for 3 yards. Through the airs, the 2 catches going to Marsters. And that is Colton Marsters. Learning names, it has been a while since we've done it. It's just amazing to think that the last time we were calling some games, a lot of these guys might have been freshmen, sophomores, and getting to learn a lot of these new names here in 2021. Colton Marsters, 1 catch, 3 yards. Logan Kloffenstein, 1 catch for 4 yards. And that is a look at your individual statistics from tonight's ball game. Right now, if I had to kind of just do a quick roundup there, I would say, 36, 43, about 50 yards of offense in the first half for the Roseburg Indians. On the other side for South Medford, you're probably looking at just over 100 yards for South Medford in that first half of offense. 1 turnover, the fumble in the end zone recovered by Roseburg. Almost had a second one with an interception in that first half, but a defensive penalty on a pass interference for Roseburg took that interception away. So only the 1 turnover so far, and a lot of punts in this first half of the game. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 punts in that first half for the 2 teams combined. We'll see if they can clean it up, find a little bit of more offensive rhythm in the second half as we continue along. And don't forget, stick around for the postgame show where we will name the Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. It's Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. This has been your Cooper's Pest Control halftime show. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. We'll be back with your second half action coming up here in just a moment. We want to say send a shout out again to Matt Bagley there in Medford for putting us on his radio stations down there to give you South Medford fans a chance to tune in and catch this. So we are happy to be on the radio in Medford tonight at 99.5 FM, 880 AM KCMX. And happy to have all of our Medford fans here. There is a small number of folks in the stands here tonight. It is very limited and not allowing a lot of people, just a few family members, I believe, for both sidelines. And that is about it. It looks like maybe 15 people on the far sideline for us here tonight. Just very limited numbers that are allowed in. And a quick halftime update check on that Pac-12 men's basketball tournament, by the way. Yeah, the Beavers upset Oregon in the semifinals to advance on to the Pac-12 championship game coming up tomorrow. And that'll be against either Colorado or USC. That game just about to tip off on ESPN. The winner of that one will face Oregon State, who wins 75-64 against the Oregon Ducks. That's going to be brutal for the Ducks as they try to improve their seeding for the NCAA tournament. And Oregon State 1 win away from getting in to the NCAA tournament. Kind of crazy there. For those Beaver fans who want to tune in for that game, you will have it here in Douglas County on The Score coming up tomorrow. All right, folks, that's going to do it for the halftime show. We'll take a 60-second break, come back, and get you ready for the third quarter right here on your home for Roseburg High Sports, 541radio.com, and The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother.
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Welcome back to Finlay Field, everybody, as we sit here high atop in the press box, bringing you Roseburg football tonight as we get the 2021 season kicked off. It's Joey Kieran here in the booth with you. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in and joining us as we get ready to start the third quarter. We want to say thanks to our video stream sponsor tonight. That is Renco General Contractors. We want to appreciate them for helping us get video streaming on the air this season. With the lack of fans being able to be here, we know how important it is for all of the family and friends to be able to follow the action, and we are happy to be able to provide that for them. And we would like to say thanks to all of our sponsors that are helping make that possible, most notably Renco General Contractors, our video stream sponsor here in 2021. Renco General Contractors specialize in industrial and commercial construction. So whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building at Renco, there's no job that's either too big or too small. You can build your success with Renco. Big thanks to them and all of our sponsors. And we would ask you, the listeners, if you have the option, please help support the sponsors that are helping support high school sports here in Douglas County, because without them, we would not be able to be out here doing nearly as much as we do on the radio and on the video player at 541radio.com. As we get ready to start the second half of our ball game, it will be Roseburg kicking right to left on your radio dial. South Medford scheduled to get the football here, moving left to right in the white. 8-0 ball game as we start the third period. The kick is away, low toe punch, line drive kick will go out of bounds on the far sideline right around the 21. And Roseburg will get hit with the penalty to start out the ball game. Or start out the second half of our ball game. And not the way that they were hoping that would go. So Roseburg's defense will be out closer to midfield than they would have liked, as South Medford's offense will come out. And they will have the ball at their own 35-yard line. South with the ball to start, trailing by his touchdown. Egan will get it. Deacon Egan will hand it off up the middle. The sophomore quarterback gives it to one of his bruising running backs. Hard runners out of the backfield for this South Medford team. It's Garrett Henderson with the first carry of the third quarter. He'd been starting to rack up some yardage there in the second quarter before the halftime break, and he starts off with a 5-yard gain out to the 40. As hard running here to start things and really get things moving for South Medford as they try to get into the end zone. 3-man front for Roseburg. They get some push up front, but things open wide up. And out to the midfield stripe goes Carson Joe. It was at least 5 yards before he had any contact on him. And then when the secondary came up, the much smaller secondary guys, they took a hard hit from Carson Joe, the junior, listed at 200 pounds, laying the shoulder into somebody, takes it across the 50 out to the 47-yard line. That's a pickup of 13 on the ground for Joe. 1st and 10, handed off, Henderson running left side. South Medford feels like they have found the formula to start moving the ball against Roseburg. They are taking it to them with the ground game. Out to the 41, a pickup of 6 by Henderson. And this drive started at the South Medford 35-yard line and has already moved 24 yards in just 3 plays. 6-yard carry by Henderson. 34 yards on the night for him. 2 backs in the backfield, Henderson and Joe for Edgar. He hands it off, and again, no one touching Carson Joe until he is 10 yards downfield. He moves the chains to the 30. It's a pickup of 11 for the Panthers, and they are marching into the red zone. Deacon Edgar has not had to do any sort of lifting so far. It is just hand off the ball. And it has been Henderson and Joe marching down the field. 2 targets to the near side for South Medford. In the slot is Samus. They'll hand it off again. New runner out of the backfield and weaving his way through traffic, not able to get too far. Picking up about a yard on the carry is Bryson Gutches. Second carry for him, and again, just 1 yard on that one, much like the first carry. So they go away from the big bruising backs. You've got Henderson at 185, Joe at 200. Gooch is listed at 165, more of your scat back there. And he gets taken down after trying to pick up a couple of yards, weaving his way through the defense. Second down and 9 at the 29-yard line for the Panthers. Delayed handoff, looking to pass, going the flats, and knocked out of the hands. Alaric Call comes up with the big hit on defense. Roseburg wants to scoop and score. They'll say it's incomplete. Carson Joe, the intended receiver, had it in his hands, rattled around as Call lays the lick and rattles that one out of the receiver's hands. And just like that, South Medford, much like they did in the first half, drive into Roseburg territory and then find themselves facing a third down and long situation, whether by penalty, whether by a couple of incompletions or plays that don't add up to much. It took them 4 plays to march to the Roseburg 30-yard line, and since then they've run 2 plays, and that has been about it. Looking to pass, taking some time, heaving downfield, 2 defenders. Roseburg picks it off at the 2. Roseburg gets the second takeaway of the game, and the sophomore quarterback for South Medford making a young mistake, heaving the ball over the middle of the field late. You don't need to throw over the middle of the field late, and an INT for Edgar. It is his first interception of the season thrown, and it was Landon Duper with the INT. And Roseburg will get the interception. And they take over with 9:35 to go in the first quarter. Keep South Medford out of the end zone, and they have the ball at their own 5-yard line. First play, Dominic Titone with his heels near the goal line. The snap was high. A penalty flag comes out and stops the play before it had a chance to really get going, and that might save Roseburg there. That ball was snapped high. Titone bumped it up in the air to himself, but had defenders right on top of him. The flag will stop the play. False start on Roseburg, and it'll go from the 5 to the 2.5. So lost the half the distance to the goal line. Roseburg will come to the line. First down and about 12. Under center now goes to Tone. He's got Steinacre behind him. Turn, hand it off. Steinacre makes one move. No, it's a keeper for Titone. He fooled me, and it would have been a good keep or a good handoff there to Steinacre. He went into the line, stepped around the tackle, and nobody was going for him. So either they didn't bite on the fake or they weren't looking for him, and it could have been a big gain, but instead it was a keeper for Titone, and on the play, one of Roseburg's linemen is down. That's Hayden Snyder. Snyder, a junior, 6'1", 230 pounds, down on the ground. And Julie Deaver, our athletic trainer here at Roseburg High School, fantastic at what she does, but you hate to see her on the field. She comes out to take a look, and they are looking at the right leg of Hayden Snyder. Let's go ahead and take a quick 30-second break. We'll come back with an update on the injured player. 30-second break here from the action. Roseburg, after the takeaway, looking to try and get out of the shadow of their own end zone, leading 8-0 with 9:25 to go in the first quarter here on 541 in the third quarter on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Teammates will help Hayden Snyder, the junior, off the field, as he will not put any weight. In fact, they will carry him off the field. Not a good sign there. Snyder, one of the tackles for Roseburg, getting helped off the field. For that young man, unfortunate there. One half of football in for him and unable to walk off the field. Julie will attend to him on the sideline to get a full evaluation on his status going forward. But unfortunate there for that young man, as they will take him all the way to the bench. So Roseburg will look to replace on the offensive line. Silas Kincaid was at one tackle position. They will bring in Drake Campbell, a junior, at the other tackle position now. It is second down and about 10. Handoff going up the middle for Roseburg. It's Steinacre on the carry doing the heavy lifting. Takes it out to the 10. 5-yard pickup on the run for Steinacre. And it'll make it third down and 5. Roseburg's got to get to the 15-yard line for the first down. Running in the play will be Logan Klopfenstein. Into the huddle for Dominic Titone. 8:50 to go, third quarter. Roseburg leading 8-0, trying to hang on in this slim margin. First football game of the season for Roseburg, second for South Medford. I want to say thanks to our sponsor, Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. And a penalty flag out. That's going to be a delay of game on Roseburg. And what was going to be a 3rd and 5 looks like it'll probably be 3rd and 10. It's another penalty on the drive here by Roseburg. They've been backed up against their own goal line, so it hasn't really been significant yardage on the penalties. But they are pushed back to their own 5. So now Titone in shotgun, pistol formation with Steinacre behind him. 3 targets to his left. Duper spread out to his right. Rolling out, throw out into the flats. Intended short for Klopfenstein, just off his fingertips, incomplete. Pressure in the backfield, and Titone really had to try and get rid of that one quick. Otherwise, he was on the verge of possibly being trapped in his own end zone. And Roseburg will move out a little bit, but they will be forced to punt from their own end zone. It'll be Dawson Gillespie punting, standing on the edge of the E in the middle of Roseburg in the black end zone. Late man on for South Medford. Kick gets away right around a defender. Takes one hop at the 37. It's Barney on the return. He gets inside the 35. And South Medford will start with great field position. 8:07 to go in the third period. And they are starting on Roseburg's half of the field. They'll have the ball at the Roseburg 34. As the Panthers offense comes out, I want to say thanks to DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop, for their sponsorship of Roseburg football here on the radio and streaming online. Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Snap, handoff. Gooch is running left side, gets around one defender, into the secondary, carries the defender out of bounds. Klopfenstein couldn't bring him down, and it's down to the 22-yard line on the run. And that'll be another first down gain. Pickup of about 10. Make it a 12-yard carry on that run for Gooches. His longest of the night. First down and 10, just outside the red zone for the Panthers. Edgar hands it off, running right side, stutter step into the linebacker level. Still on his feet, not going down. Carson Joe hugged by Call, but he couldn't get him to the ground. Other players bouncing off. And Carson Joe continues the hard running for South Medford. Down to the 15-yard line, a pickup of 7. It's been a steady diet of the ground game here in the second half so far for the Panthers. Down to 7.5 minutes to play in the third. Still 8-0 the score. South Medford trying to get their first score of the season since their first quarter of play. Handed off, Gooch is running left side, weaving his way through, bounces out to the outside, stretching for the pylon. No, he's out at the 2. He stepped out of bounds on the sideline as he tried to dive for the end zone. He'll go out at the 2-yard line, a pickup of 13 for South Medford. And now they'll set up first down and goal from the 2. They've got the big boys to try and power their way into the end zone. And Roseburg's defense has been working hard, but at this point they've been asked to get a lot of stops. Both teams playing both ways for a lot of their players. Roseburg will set up. 3-man front, linebackers up near the line. Hand it off, running left side. Gooches lowers the shoulder. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, South Medford. And that will put the Panthers on the board for the first time here tonight. And they're back within 2 in the third period. 8-6 your score, pending the extra point on a 2-yard run by the junior, Bryson Gooches. They're going to go for 2. It looks like they look to be huddling up, which would lead you to think they're going to go for the 2-point conversion to try and tie this one up. We wait. They put the ball in the left hash mark, so that is definitely a good indication that they will try to go for 2. 7:13 to go here in the third quarter. They'll move a man in motion. Gooches will go out, and a penalty flag comes out. I believe a delay of game. And that has Coach Singler over on the other side, throwing up his hands, asking what happened. Why did we get that penalty? Must have been confused about the start of the clock for the play clock on that one. 8-6. Penalty moves the ball back to the 8-yard line on the 2-point conversion attempt. Edgar in shotgun. He's got Gooches to his left, moves him in motion. Joe still in the backfield, turning and running that direction to the right side is Edgar, throwing to the end zone. He has a man there. It's caught. And it's Samus on the reception. Colton Samus on the catch for South Medford to tie this one up. And here we are, knotted at 8 here in the third quarter with 7:13 to go. We'll come back after a 30-second break on 541radio.com, in Medford on 99.5 FM and 880 AM KCMX, and right here in Roseburg on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Well, we've got ourselves a ball game once again here, folks. South Medford going 34 yards to pay dirt to tie this one up after trapping Roseburg deep on their own side of the field and forcing the punt. South Medford got great field position, and they march into the end zone, tying it up with 7:13 to go here in the third quarter. They'll kick it off. They'll take a hop at the 5, picked up there by Roseburg. The kickoff return out to the 20. Tiptoeing across there and out close to the 25-yard line for Roseburg as the Tribe offense will come back out on the field, starting at their own 23-yard line in a tie ball game, 8-8. Roseburg football tonight brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue. Give them a call at 672-5701. They did bring the cart over to take Hayden Snyder. He's now going to the locker room on the cart, so looks like his night will be done. A handoff here for Alaric Call on the first down carry is going to be a good one. Gets across the 25 out to about the 29-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the ground for Alaric Call, making it 2nd and 4 for Roseburg. Good yardage on the first down carry. So Hayden Snyder done tonight. Unfortunate for that young man in the first game of the season. Hopefully it is something he can return from, but we will keep you posted as soon as we learn more. In shotgun. New quarterback out there for Roseburg, by the way. Handoff to the just shy of the 30-yard line for Klopfenstein. As Roseburg will go with a new quarterback. Dominic Titone on the sideline. Trying to get a read on the jersey number there. This is Evan Corbin getting a chance to get some action out there here in the third quarter. Klopfenstein's run to the 29 was right back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for Roseburg. They face 3rd down and 4. Corbin in shotgun with a man to his right, and a timeout taken by Roseburg. Oh no, penalty flag, on the far side. The officials are conversing on the far side of the field. It's going to be on Roseburg. Going to have a guy lining up in the neutral zone, it looks like, for Roseburg, and that'll back him up 5 yards, and this will turn in from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9 now. Ball back to the 24. Corbin throwing near side, caught, first down, Roseburg. Colton Marsters. That ball delivered right on time as he came out of his break. The ball was there, and it was perfect. I don't know if Marsters caught the ball or if the ball just stuck in his breadbasket and didn't come out. What a throw by Evan Corbin, who comes out and takes over and will move the chains on a big 3rd down conversion out to the 35. That is a pickup of 11 through the air. Handed off now, running right side. Roseburg get out around the edge, and a penalty flag will come out late. Dawson Gillespie with the carry. You could hear the South Medford side calling for the holding penalty. And they will get the officials to pull out the flag and throw it. And now another injured player on the field. This is another Roseburg player, far sideline. That is Landon Duper, it looks like. Over there grabbing his lower extremities. And looks like he is cramping, so should hopefully be all right. Let's go ahead and take a quick break here while we've got a moment to do so here in the second half. 5:10 to play in the third quarter, 8-8 ball game. South Medford and Roseburg on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at Finley Field as the third quarter continues. Duper helped off the field after getting some stretching, and he's on the near sideline, stretching out some more and hydrating. Ball's back at the 24-yard line after the Roseburg penalty, looking to pass, almost picked off. Had the safety sitting on that one. Caleb Barney nearly read that slant route. A rifle by Corbin, just a bit low, off the hands of the defender, incomplete. It'll be second down, and Roseburg facing 21 yards. Second down and 21. Corbin in shotgun. with Steinacre to his right. They'll set up a screen. It's caught. Call moving, trying to bubble out, a couple of stiff arms, and he just won't be able to escape. Seemed like he had some room, but he just couldn't get away from the defenders. He gets 1 yard on the completion to the 25. Ran a lot more than that. And it'll be third down now and 20 for Roseburg on the 1 yard reception by Call. And now Roseburg will have to see if they can convert on third down and long again. They've got to get it out to the 45. And Duper is back in the game, so good news there for Roseburg, their speedster. He's been open downfield a couple of times, just has not been able to get the ball into his hands. Third down, 4:13 to go, tied at 8 here in the third quarter. Roseburg facing 3rd and 20. Looking right, looking left, and Corbin's going to take off and run. He had some space, but needed a lot more yardage than the 4 yards he will get. And Evan Corbin, just a sophomore, learning a lesson there. A scramble for 4 yards is not going to do the trick. Gets it out to the 29, and Roseburg will punt. From the 29, they will get some folks out there. Need a guy out on the field for the punt unit. And timeout called by South Medford with some confusion on the field. Let's go ahead and get the break in as well, as we like to thank our sponsors. You are watching Roseburg football on 541radio.com and listening here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Fourth down, and the punt unit will come out for Roseburg as we welcome you back here to Finlay Field on this Friday night. 3:33 to go in the third quarter. 8-8 score. The punt unit out. Dawson Gillespie, who just gets that kick away. Another line drive kick, though, to Barney, and he fumbles the football. Never really did bring it in, but he slips through a tackle, and he's still on his feet, and he gets spun down at the 50. Looked like Roseburg might have had a chance to try and trap him on South Medford's half of the 50-yard line. And then he dropped it, and you thought, well, maybe Roseburg might have had a chance to get the football back. But Caleb Barney able to corral it back in, and then he laid a lick on one of the return coverage guys for Roseburg and kept on his feet to get it back to the 50. South Medford football, they scored on their last possession. They are 50 yards away from pay dirt, looking to try and take their first lead of this ball game. They led 6-0 against Crater last week, but have trailed all the way until tying the game up on their last possession. Handoff, Gooch is running left side. He had a stutter step deep in the backfield, attacked the line of scrimmage, got met just 1 yard deep, and then got driven back. So he'll pick up 1 to the 49 on Roseburg's half of the field to make it 2nd and 9. Official timeout. Roseburg player down. And limping, he's going to come off the field. For Roseburg, that is Tiger Black. He'll pick up his speed going to the sideline, a good sign there, but limping, an ankle injury of sorts it seemed. Maybe just a stinger for him as he started to pick things up, but shakes his head as he goes to the sideline. Second down, they gave him 2 yards actually to the 48. So Gooch is with a 2-yard pickup there, 31 yards on the night and a touchdown for him. 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. Handed off, Carson Joe running left side. It almost looked like he was surprised that he was still running. He'll move the chains or get real close down to the 40. It's right on the verge, and they will say move the chains. First down pickup for Carson Joe as he continues to just absolutely bowl his way forward. Panthers with a fresh set of downs. Ball on the left hash mark. 2 targets to the wide side of the field, 2 in the backfield with Edgar. He'll hand it off to Gooch's running left side, a stiff arm, and he will get his way 3 yards downfield. Roseburg had a defender in the backfield, almost had a chance to get to him, but he's so shifty and quick. Gooch is sprinting away and then gets into the second line of the defense, and he gets it down to the 36-yard line, a pickup of 4. And once again, it feels as if South Medford is charging. Roseburg looking to the sidelines for the call. Kyle Deaver, defensive coordinator for this Roseburg team, along with Coach Heiberger in his 5th year. Fake the handoff, looking to throw is Edgar this time. Rolling to his left, he's just going to tuck it. Probably the smart decision as Roseburg was closing in, and they get a huge tackle for loss back to the 43-yard line. That is going to be a loss of 7. Tackle for loss for the Roseburg defense. The defense has been on the field a lot, and they've been asked to do a lot, but they come up with a big one there. Dropping Edgar for a loss of 7. Roseburg's defense has come up with some big stops towards the red zone. An interception. And a couple of stands down there getting some help from some penalties by South Medford. But Roseburg's defense holding tight. Play clock starting to run out for the Panthers. And they will not get it off in time. The flag comes out from the back judge. Delay of game. You never want to see the penalties, and just saying that it's early in a season where there wasn't a lot of lead up to it, probably not an excuse that any football coach in America would accept. Taking penalties is not one that any coach is happy with. Down to 42 seconds to go here in this third quarter. The ball back to the 48-yard line after a 5-yard loss on the delay of game. 34 seconds to go in the period. South will run a play here, facing third down and really long. Looking to go deep downfield, airing it out, and it's too far in front of the intended target. Landon Duper in coverage on our mystery number 17 for South Medford. Yeah, I just don't have a number 17 on my roster, and yeah, you're going to be borrowing and stealing from the other teams, your JV and freshman teams, I am sure. And, well, we will see if we can maybe get a clarification on that one. Back to punt. South Medford, after a promising drive, gets stalled out. A kick high in the air. Good punt. Down to the 10. Going to let it bounce, and that worked out in Roseburg's favor. Takes a quick hop into the end zone. Carson Dunn lets it go, and Roseburg will get the touchback. Another punt in tonight's ball game here in the third quarter. 16.8 seconds to go. Roseburg sending the offense back out onto the field. They'll start at their own 20. Roseburg's offense has not been overly successful so far here in the second half. They've made a change at quarterback. Evan Corbin came out to lead that last drive, and Corbin going to be out there again. Roseburg football this evening brought to you by the Smile Station, your destination for aesthetically crafted smiles. Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing is always available. And by Current Orthodontics, a healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson at 541-672-5721. Thanks again to all of our sponsors, including our video stream sponsor. That is Renco General Contractors, helping get our video stream on the air here tonight. And you guys are the ones making it a very positive night here tonight on the video stream. Our biggest numbers of the, I think ever since we've started our video stream. As a timeout taken by Roseburg before they get this drive started. There is 16.8 seconds to go in the third quarter. We'll take a quick 30-second break, and we'll come back as we wrap up the third quarter. 8-8 ball game between Roseburg and South Medford on 541radio.com. Well, just a few seconds left here in the third quarter as we welcome you back to Finlay Field. Joey Kieran hanging out here with you on this Friday night. So great to be back here watching some football from Finlay Field. That's where we'll be calling all of our games this season, and we'll take feeds from games on the road like we're providing tonight for South Medford down there in Medford. Take a quick, we'll get a score update on the North Medford game for all of our Medford listeners and those Roseburg fans interested. First snap on the series for Roseburg. Evan Corbin takes the high snap and hands it off, running left side. Picking up about 4 was Garrett Scholes. Takes it out to the 24-yard line. Hey, look, South Medford, doing it against Roseburg, pounding it down their throat. Roseburg's got some big boys back there. They may just look to do it as well. The third quarter comes to an end with our score tied, 8-8 here in the second half. We'll head to the fourth quarter after this 60-second break. You're listening to Roseburg football against South Medford tonight on 541radio.com and on down in Medford on 99.5 FM, 880 AM KCMX, and right here in Douglas County on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more of Radio.com. Welcome you back as we start the fourth quarter here. Roseburg was facing 2nd and 6. They try and go on a swing pass out to the far side, and it goes for no gain back to the line of scrimmage after a long run there for Roseburg. Logan Kloffenstein on the reception, or on the run. A pitch there back to the 24. And Roseburg now faces 3rd down and 6. We welcome you all into tonight's broadcast of Roseburg football here on the score, taking on South Medford tonight in Roseburg season opener. 8-8 ball game as we start the fourth quarter of tonight's contest. Roseburg scored first in the first quarter on a fumbled snap by South Medford in the end zone. Roseburg recovered for the touchdown. South Medford tying the game up in the third period on a touchdown run by Bryson Gooches. Evan Corbin's come in at quarterback, pump fakes once, then scrambles, and he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose 1 yard as South Medford collapses on him in the pocket. And Roseburg will have to punt the ball away. Roseburg, like I said, trying to maybe pound the ball away, it seemed like early on that drive, and I wouldn't mind seeing them go to that a little bit more, but they've tried to mix it up a bit with the passes and some of the sweeps, and they've gotten themselves stuck in long situations. Dawson Gillespie will get away another wobbly kick towards the sideline. He'll take a bounce across the 50 and takes a Roseburg roll down to the 44-yard line, and that is where it will get picked up. So South Medford will have the football with 10:20 to go in the fourth quarter. They'll start out with the ball at their own 44, and they're in an 8-8 ball game with Roseburg. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call 541-459-1545. Also want to say thanks to Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? First down and 10 for the South Medford offense. Edgar throwing, intercepted! He threw it right to one of Roseburg's linebackers. It's Garrett Scholes to the house! Touchdown, Roseburg! A second defensive touchdown for the Tribe, and they're back in front 14-8 on the interception. Garrett Scholes with the return, an injured player for Roseburg on the play. tiptoeing his way off. It's his left ankle, and this might be, once again, Tiger Black. He limped his way off the field before. He's going to try and stay on, it looks like. And oh, no, there's somebody else injured over on the far sideline as well, and that's Garrett Scholes, who just had the pick 6 for Roseburg. Now he's limping back to the sideline with help from some teammates. Now seems to be walking under his own power, so that's good news. Roseburg's had a couple of dings here. Tiger Black will go to the sideline limping as well. Scholes, I think he's headed to the sideline as well. INT, pick 6 on the first play for South Medford. Pressure in the backfield, and Deacon Edgar, with a guy draped across him, threw it, tried to go short to one of his running backs, and it was picked off by Scholes, and it was wide open to the house. A touchdown. That was, I believe, right about 35, 40 yards on that pick 6 return for Roseburg. And they are in front 14-8 on a couple of defensive touchdowns here tonight. What a play. A turn of the tide there. Roseburg looking like they are going to leave the offense out there. And Coach Heiberger talking to Evan Corbin. The clock has to be running, and it looks as if Roseburg's going to let the play clock run out. That's not Coach Heiberger there. That was one of the assistant coaches talking with Evan Corbin. And Roseburg took the timeout to avoid the penalty. So Roseburg will take the break there. We're going to keep it right here in the fourth quarter. Roseburg now leading 14-8 on top of South Medford after the young quarterback Deacon Edgar throws his second INT of the night. And so Roseburg's defense, they've been put to the pressure tonight. They've been making plays throughout the night, doing a great job of stifling South Medford. The Panthers, though, finally broke through in the third quarter, started to look like their offense was picking up some steam. But now Roseburg coming up with that big defensive stop. Tonight's ball game here on 541radio.com. The stream is sponsored this season by Renco General Contractors. They specialize in industrial and commercial construction. So whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building, at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success at Renco. Coming up next week for Roseburg, we'll be back here at home again, taking on Grants Pass. We'll have another broadcast of that one for you, so stay tuned for that. You can watch Roseburg Sports. Tomorrow, we'll be back on the video player with coverage of Roseburg girls soccer as they take on Grants Pass coming up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So tune in, Roseburg sports fans, to watch Roseburg girls soccer. Going for the two-point conversion, Evan Corbin, pass out into the flats, and it is dropped. A nice, strong pass. Dawson Gillespie, though, it falls right in and out of his hands, and so the two-point try is no good. Roseburg leads 14-8 with 10:09 to go here in the fourth quarter. What a turn of events. Now can they keep up the momentum? Tiger Black, who has been dealing with, it looked like some ankle injuries. He's been limping off a little bit. He will be back out there to kick this ball away. Temperature dropping. We've had to add the jackets on. It's definitely that time of year where you leave the house with a jacket in the morning, shed it all by the afternoon, and then put it all back on. 45 degrees here in Roseburg. Black kicks a low toe punt down to the 19-yard line, taken there by Gooches. He tries to spin forward. He will dive forward out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. South Medford will start again there with the football. Trailing 14-8, Roseburg's defense coming up big so far in this ball game tonight. Checking in on that North Medford game. It is 35-21 to Tualatin leading after three quarters. Tualatin in front 35-21 over North Medford. Back and forth game according to Matt Bagley, who is covering that game. Broadcasting down there in Medford from Tualatin. First down carry goes for good yardage out to the 40. Pickup of 8 yards on the ground. Gooch is on the carry there. Up to the line for the offense. Backs on either side of Edgar. Hands it off, running right up the middle. Plenty of room to roam for Garrett Henderson. And the junior barrels his way out to the 50, picking up 10 yards on that carry. And when they go to it, South Medford's really been able to use the run game to power their way downfield. First down and 10 from the 50. Handed off. It's Joe running left side. Blockers in front of him. Lots of room. He had the big lineman Jalen Stedman, 6'5", 310, leading the way. And Stedman didn't really even have anybody to block. And the gates were wide open for Carson Joe as a player down on the field for Roseburg, cramping yet again. Hey, they have, I'm going to say it a number of times. It's early in the season. They only had a short lead up, and it has been months while we have all been spending more time indoors, less time probably out getting physical activity. And so I think this is just going to be a bit of the nature of the beast here this season. Waddling to the sideline goes Dawson Gillespie. Okay, just cramping a bit. Carson Joe took it all the way down to the 34-yard line, a pickup of 16 for him. They're going to give it to Gooch, who's running right side. He had blockers, tries to cut it back to his left outside the hash mark. Gets down to the 31, a pickup of 3. The run game really just pounding away. A pickup of 3 for Gooch's. He's got 45 yards on the night, does have the 1 touchdown for South Medford. Fourth quarter action here, 8:17 to play in the ball game. South Medford now trailing 14-8 against Roseburg after the pick 6 by Garrett Scholes. Edgar in shotgun, 2 backs either side. They'll just hand it off on the counter again. It's Carson Joe, and he'll take it down. Silas Kincaid with the tackle at around the 27-yard line, and it's third down. Roseburg has limited the big runs on this series of downs. That only a 4-yard gain there for Joe. And it is now third down and 3. Manageable. They've been chipping away at that. But 3 is, better than 2 or 1, I guess, if you're a Roseburg fan. 3-man front for Roseburg. Linebackers on the edges coming up. Handed off, going left side. Joe cuts upfield at the 21. He falls forward to the 20. It's good for a first down, but a penalty flag is out. And that is in the area where the ball was run, and that looks like it could be a holding penalty that'll bring this first down carry back. It is. Another penalty for South Medford. They've had a few of those that have been killer. Penalty flag right around the line of scrimmage. So they'll back it up to the 38-yard line. Be a loss of 11 from the original line of scrimmage there. And now it'll be a third down and long. And again, it's another penalty on third down that is going to really hurt the chances for South Medford to try and keep a drive going. 3rd and 14. 7:11 to go in the ball game. Roseburg trying to start off 2021 with a win. Their defense has been coming up big. They lead by 6. South Medford in Roseburg territory. 3rd and 14 on the left hash mark. Edgar fakes the handoff. Pressure. He's running for his life. Scholes chasing. He throws downfield. Is that picked off again? It is! Roseburg comes up with another one. The defense gets its 4th takeaway of the game. And coming up with the pick is Carson Dunn, and the defense holds again. Roseburg, another takeaway, 3rd interception of the night. 3rd INT for Deacon Edgar. And South Medford, their offense has momentum and then just seems to find a way to give it back. 6:53, 4th quarter. Roseburg takes over after the defensive stop at their own 30-yard line. You got to like the defensive side of things if you're the Roseburg Indians. Move a man in motion. Hand it off, running right side, and nothing there. It's Garrett Scholes. Good to see him back in the game after his pick 6. He hobbled to the sideline, but he was back out there on defense and back out again here on offense. He will get a first down carry, but not for much. In fact, loses 1 yard back to the 29. Be second down and 11 for Roseburg. Trying to wear down the clock here. 2 timeouts left for South Medford, 1 for Roseburg. It's Evan Corbin that has come out and taken over at quarterback after Dominic Tatone started out the game. In shotgun is Corbin. He will move Klopfenstein from right to left, hands it off to him. Klopfenstein cuts it up, angles his way towards the sideline. He's out to the 35. He'll pick up good yardage on 2nd and long. He'll give Roseburg a chance here. 3rd and about 5 yards to go after the pickup there to the 35-yard line by Logan Klopfenstein. Another guy that did get a little bit of time as a sophomore last year, but it was rather limited on his amount of time on the field. Seeing more minutes here as a junior. He picks up the 6 yards. In shotgun, Corbin looking to convert on 3rd and 5. He's going to run it, but the pressure comes, and he is caught in the backfield. Stepping up to make the tackle in the backfield was Charlie Campbell for South Medford, and they will tackle Corbin for a loss. He goes back to the 31-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4. A sack for the Panthers. And with 4:49 and counting, Roseburg will punt again. Dawson Gillespie gets his foot on it. Low angled kick to the near sideline. Taken by Caleb Barney, and he had a guy right there on him, and it's Landon Duper that will make the tackle. Nowhere to go for Caleb Barney. And he is stopped right in his tracks. 4:38 left in the ballgame. Roseburg leading 14-8. And South Medford has the ball at their own 40 after yet another punt. The punt numbers are definitely going to be big when we check those in our upcoming postgame show. And stick with us. We will go through our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game coming up in the postgame show, so don't go anywhere. And our Player of the Game getting a free pizza there at Mountain Mike's. Handoff. Running right side, cutting back to the left, Bryson Gooches. He's got some open space. He's across the 50 down to the 30, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A huge cutback for the running back, Bryson Gooches, the junior. He's got the 1 touchdown in the game, and he breaks free to move South Medford deep into Roseburg territory. That is going to be a 35-yard carry for the Panthers. Now, they just have to, they've been getting to this moment. They just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. We'll see if they can avoid that here as they get 1st and 10 from the Roseburg 25. You've got Joe and Henderson in the backfield. It'll be Carson Joe getting it. He'll get upended at the 20, but he picks up the 5 yards, and another player down for Roseburg. And once again, that is Silas Kincaid. I think he was down 1 point earlier. And Roseburg's big tackles having some issues here tonight. And that is never a good thing. It does look like it could just be some cramping, though, for Roseburg again. It'll be 2nd down and 5 when we resume play after the injury timeout, after Carson Joe picks up the 5 yards there. Joey Keyran here with you. We've got plenty still to go here in our ball game tonight. 4:17 to go in the 4th quarter. Tonight's contest has been sponsored by Dr. Alanson Randall. Open and accepting new patients. Call 541-378-6694 to get in with Dr. Alanson Randall. Headed to the sideline, limping a bit there, taking his spot, Johnny Cornell for Roseburg. A sophomore will head to the field. Second down. They've got the ball actually spotted at the 19. So that'll actually be a 6-yard carry on that last run by Carson Joe. Puts him at an even 69 yards on the night on 9 carries. High snap. Edgar pulls it in, gives it to Joe again. Going left side. He stretches the defense, gets around it. Down inside the 5. Going towards the goal line. Touchdown, South Medford. Carson Joe carries the defense all the way to the goal line, and he's in. Had an official right there on top of the line, and he saw it cross. Touchdown, Panthers, as they finally respond. Another rushing touchdown for South. And Carson Joe will get his first of the season. He had just 1 carry for 9 yards against Crater. He's having a big night tonight. He takes it in from 19 yards out. And now the PAT. The kick is up, and it's good. And South Medford will take the 1-point lead on the PAT. 15-14. Still 3:51 to go in this ball game. There is time for Roseburg, but they've got to get the offense unhitched. We'll come back and finish out tonight's ball game after a 30-second break. South Medford takes their first lead of the night right here on 541radio.com, 99.5 FM, 880 AM, KCMX, and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Well, it's been a back and forth game, a lot of punting, but we're finally getting some offense here in the second half, and South Medford finally takes their lead here in the fourth quarter. The extra point putting them up by 1, 15-14. High kickoff goes down inside the 20. Ball comes out on the kickoff return, picked up by South Medford. They take it down to the 1-yard line. Roseburg gives it back on the kickoff return. I believe Klopfenstein, the return man, coughing that one up. And Roseburg, that could be a backbreaker here tonight. And the Tribe has, I believe, the Garrett Scholes is down again, and he is grabbing his right calf. And I think he also suffering again some cramping out there. Oh, big blow there, a fumble on the return. South Medford will have it with 3:42 right on the goal line. And, yeah, they'll put that right at the 1. So South Medford recovers the kickoff fumble, and they are set up in a great spot. Late game here, Roseburg just running out a little bit of steam, it seems. Now South Medford trying to make them pay for it. They'll line up in the I formation. It's going to be the quarterback keeper, Deacon Edgar, in for the score. A 1-yard TD run. And South will extend their lead up by 7, pending the extra point. So after the kickoff return, fumbled, and then all the way down to the 1, it's returned. South Medford will punch it in. Out to kick the PAT again will be Jude Pinnell. Right-footed kicker. He botches that one, pulls it left. So it'll stay a 7-point game. We're not out of reach yet for Roseburg, but they've got to clean it up. 3:40 to go in the ball game. We'll keep it right here. 21-14 is our score. South Medford making Roseburg pay as they get that fumble all the way down to the 1. So the kickoff unit will come out. Panthers looking for the first win of the season. But Roseburg still with time. They just the offense has not been moving quite enough. But it is not out of reach. The kickoff away from Pinnell. High kick, only going to about the 30. It's off the hands of the return man, bouncing around. Roseburg, I think, able to get back on top of that. And that will be Ben Pike that does get it. So after the mishandle on the last kickoff on the fumble by Klopfenstein, it looks like Ben Pike is able to collect that one in after it went right through the hands of one of the upmen. And then got away and nearly picked up. I saw Liam Stedman right there. It looked like he was going to have a real good chance of getting that football for South Medford. Roseburg has it at their own 25. Work to do. 75 yards to go to try and get into the end zone to give them a chance at either tying or taking the lead. 3:40 in the ball game. Evan Corbin in at quarterback, the right-handed. Goes on a short curl route to Alaric Call out to the 31-yard line. A nice little pitch and catch. 6 yards on the pass completion. And Roseburg will have 2nd and 4. Do have a player a little hobbled. And that is Dawson Gillespie again. It's some of the same guys continuing to have some issues, so sticking with them. Even though they get back into the game, it seems to be sticking with them as they make their way back out onto the field. 2nd down and 4. Ball at the 31-yard line. Right hash mark for the Roseburg offense, moving left to right on your radio dial. Looking at left, now going to try and take off and run. Corbin fumbles the football, and it's picked up by Medford. Gio Rios, the senior, with the fumble recovery, and South Medford will take over. Gio Rios comes up with the fumble recovery, and South Medford's defense punishing Roseburg here in the 4th quarter, and that is going to be the big difference here tonight. Is South Medford coming up with stops here in the 4th quarter, forcing turnovers after Roseburg hadn't turned the ball over all night, and now they have done so twice here in the 4th quarter. Short field to work with again for the Panthers. Handed off. Carson Joe running left side. Met at the line of scrimmage. And a whole host of black jerseys will come and knock him backwards right at the line of scrimmage. That is good for Roseburg, showing still a lot of energy getting back to the football, even after some things have not gone their way. Ball at that 35-yard line. No gain on the carry by Carson Joe. So Roseburg still with some time, 2:11, but they got to get some stops, and South Medford starting to milk the clock. Handed off, Henderson running right side, trying to stretch it, finds a seam, cuts it upfield, slips through a tackle. He's in the open field, down to the 10, racing to the goal line. In another touchdown for South Medford here tonight, and the Panthers starting to put this one away. After scoring just 6 points last week against Crater, South will have 27 pending the extra point. And there is a penalty flag out, so this actually, let's hold on a second here. The Whitecap pointing over towards the sideline for South Medford. I think it's an unsportsmanlike that will not negate the touchdown. Yeah, that's my guess. I'm waiting to see. They're lining up as if the extra point is coming. If it does stand, that is Henderson with his 2nd touchdown of the season. And this time it's going to be from 35 yards out. It is unsportsmanlike against South Medford. And they are setting up for the PAT. So the touchdown will stand. A 35-yard TD run for Garrett Henderson. Gets his first of the night. The kicker, Pennell, will come out to try again. Right-footed boot is true. It's right through the uprights. And South Medford is going to start running away with this one. So a 35-yard touchdown run. And the extra point makes it 28-14. With 1:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Now South Medford had, they came in to tonight's contest with quite the lengthy winning streak. 8-game winning streak for South Medford in the series against Roseburg. Last year, the win over Roseburg evened up the series all time. That was the 36th meeting last year. Roseburg led the series 18-17, wins and losses. Last year, South Medford winning. Evened it up at 18, and they will now take the lead in that series between the Panthers and the Indians at 19-18 with a win here tonight. It does look like they are on track to do that. The PAT penalty will be assessed, the sportsmanlike penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Pennell will boot it high in the air, taken at the 34-yard line for Roseburg's return man, and out across the 35-yard line. Penalty flag's out. It's Carson Dunn returning that one for Roseburg. Then penalty flag's out at the end as things getting chippy out there on the field between the two teams. A little extracurriculars between the two sides. Down to 1:47 to go in the ball game. And they are trying to assess where this flag is going to be marked off from. We got a dead ball and sportsmanlike penalty against South Medford. And so you'll mark off the 15 yards from the end of the run out to the 38 on South Medford's half. So out to the 38. That means that run back took it out to the 47 on Roseburg's half. So it's a 14-point game. It's not impossible to think you could score twice in 1:47, but Roseburg's going to have some big explosion plays. It's not an impossible concept, but the way Roseburg's offense has been moving tonight, they are really going to have to open up the playbook to make this happen, you'd think. See what they've got in store for us. As under center goes the quarterback. High formation, or man back behind him. It is Tatone back out there, and he rolled to his right, tried to roll back to his left. The blind side couldn't keep him clean. Pressure coming. It's Carson Coda with a sack of Dominic Tatone, taking him all the way back to the 49, just shy of midfield. So Tatone has come back into the game, and now Corbin will go back out there. And the one play Tatone got, he lost 11 yards. Corbin will check in. A late addition to the offense is Carson Dunn. He sets up in the slot. He'll get the pass his direction, but he drops the football. Evan Corbin threw it right to him. Carson Dunn had it, but it went right through his hands, and then penalty flags come out at the end of the play, 3 of them total. .57 seconds left, and a coach was way out onto the field for South Medford from the far sideline. It's going to be another personal foul, or a penalty, a 15-yard penalty against South Medford. So they'll take it down to the 34-yard line. So South's penalty, their penalty yardage is going to be big tonight. I don't know if I'll have it off the top of my hand. I don't think I've done the best job of my stat keeping as I normally do on these games, but we're all figuring things out here in this 2021 season as Roseburg will take a timeout. But definitely penalties a big issue for South Medford here tonight. They have had quite a few of them, and many of them have been costly. I don't believe these final few that they've had here on this drive by Roseburg will end up being overly costly. 57 seconds left to go in the ball game. Again, coming up tomorrow, we'll have Roseburg girls soccer for you streaming online at 541radio.com, so you can watch the Roseburg girls as they go up against Grants Pass. Video streaming on 541radio.com is sponsored by Renco General Contractors, who specialize in industrial and commercial construction. So whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building, at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small. Build for your success with Renco. That's coming up tomorrow at 1 o'clock at 541radio.com. It's Corbin out there again, surveying, now trying to run. His pressure started to come, and he could not escape. He gets taken down back to the 35, sacked again, lost one there. Roseburg player was down on the field but gets up. Well, Evan Corbin having to run a bit for his life. Roseburg's lost a few offensive linemen here tonight. And so they'll have to see if they either get those guys back. There are some shoulder pads on the sideline. Not sure what number's on that jersey. But you've lost a couple of linemen. I know we saw it was Hayden Snyder. Hayden Snyder that went off on the cart for Roseburg to the locker room. So we will hope that maybe they can get a little bit healthier over the next week. But as it stands right now, losing a couple of linemen, never a good thing for an offense. A quick check-in on our scoreboard, out-of-town scoreboard for all the Medford fans down there. North Medford, now this might make South Medford fans happy that are watching tonight. North Medford falls against Tualatin, 41-28, your final score there. Matt Bagley checking in. We are happy again once to be providing coverage of South Medford football for all the fans down south on 99.5 FM, 880 AM KCMX. All right, after the timeout, 3rd down and 7 for Roseburg. Corbin passes far side. It's caught by Duper. He'll use his speed out around the edge. Gets loosed inside the 20. Moved the chains for the Roseburg Indians down to the 17-yard line. Duper gets his first catch of the season and uses his speed to get away from the defense. 17-yard line will be the line of scrimmage. 18 yards on the completion there. And they will spike the football. Roseburg has no timeouts left. We got a little off on our numbers, so they didn't take a timeout, but they had none left, so we'll adjust our scoreboard for those online. Duper with his first catch of the year. 18 yards on that completion. Not too shabby there. They would love to continue to utilize that speed, that's for sure. After the spike to stop the clock with 39.6 seconds, Roseburg will have the ball, 2nd down and 10 from the 17 in the red zone, trying to put some late points on the board. High snap, looking left, going back right, fade to the end zone, and it's overthrown. The route by the receiver didn't run it to completion. I think that's Marsters there. Yeah, that was Marsters on the route. The incompletion will make it 3rd down and 10. 34.6 to go here in our ball game tonight. Hey, no matter the outcome of tonight's ball game, it has been fun to be back here at Finlay Field, getting the chance to see some football action going on a Friday night under the lights. And we are happy to be back out here calling the games. We will be doing all of the home games for Roseburg throughout this season. And here on the radio, we will carry at least a feed of all of the away games, although the only away game left on the schedule after Eagle Point was canceled last week is North Medford coming up in a few weeks, and we'll have coverage of that one from Matt Bagley when Roseburg's down there to visit the Black Tornado. In shotgun, Corbin, third down, looking to the end zone again, one-on-one, but he throws it too far. Showing off a big arm there, but off target with his pass to the back corner of the end zone intended for Duper. They had him bracketed with two defenders out there. And the incompletion will make it fourth down. 29.9 to go in the ball game. Roseburg, no point in not going for it at this point in time. So they will keep the offense out there on the field for one last play. They've gone to the end zone twice on fourth down and 10. They need to get it inside to the 7-yard line to move the chains. They could get the first down. We'll see what Coach Heiberger and his staff draw up here. 3 targets to the right side. Looking right. Pump fake. Pressure coming. Pocket collapses, and Evan Corbin cannot escape. Coming up with the sack, it's Gio Rios again getting pressure on in the backfield, and that'll be a turnover on downs. They put the ball back at the 22-yard line. That'll be a loss of 5 on the sack for Corbin. And a turnover on downs. South Medford will have it. They'll just need a couple of kneel downs. 25.7 seconds left to go. They've got the ball at their own 22-yard line, and they really just need the one. And that should wrap it up. Under center will go Deacon Egan. He'll take the knee, and that is going to start the clock. And the teams will shake hands out on the field. The team will line up here on the near sideline. We saw it yesterday with the freshmen. I believe the varsity team will do it as well. They will stand here and they will acknowledge their opponents here tonight. Have their helmets hang in the air as they acknowledge their opponent on the other side. Tonight it is South Medford. They will return the signal from the far sideline. There's no handshake at midfield here in 2021. Final score is 28-14. It's South Medford on top of Roseburg as the Panthers get their first win of 2021, and Roseburg will start out the season at 0-1 after a competitive game with some defensive scoring for the Tribe. We'll come back and recap the game for you in a quick post-game show, and we will name tonight's Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. Stay with us, folks, as we continue on. South wins tonight over Roseburg, 28-14. You've been watching online at 541radio.com. We want to thank all of our listeners down in Medford on 99.5 FM, 880 AM, KCMX, and right here in Douglas County on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car.
Welcome in, everybody, for our post-game show here tonight from Finlay Field in Roseburg on the campus of Roseburg High School. Your final score, 28-14, South Medford coming to Finlay Field tonight and getting the win on top of Roseburg by a couple of scores. It was a frantic second half after it was an 8-0 lead for Roseburg in the first half. 1 touchdown in the first quarter on a fumble in the end zone by South Medford, recovered by Roseburg for the touchdown. The Tribe was on top 8-0 through the first half. It was still 8-0 until the 7-13 moment of the third quarter when South Medford would get their first touchdown of the game on a 2-yard run by Bryson Gooches. The 2-yard run made it, and then the extra point, a 2-point try, a pass from Edgar to Colton Samus for the 2-point conversion, made it 8-8 with 7:13 to go in the third quarter, and that was our score heading to the fourth. And in the fourth, we got quite a bit of scoring. In fact, 20 points for South Medford in the fourth quarter. On the other side for Roseburg, 6. Wow, quite the finish we had. In tonight's ball game, we had a total 16 punts as both offenses really started to work on some things here today. And for South Medford, it's not often they'll be able to say that they commit 4 turnovers in a game and win by 2 scores. But they commit 4 turnovers. Roseburg doesn't turn the ball over until late in the fourth quarter. A fumbled kickoff that was then returned by South Medford down to the 1 led to an easy score. And then on the next possession by Roseburg, they fumbled a couple of plays into the drive, giving it back to South Medford, who would add another touchdown on the short field. And that is how the Panthers pull away here in the fourth quarter. Roseburg's offense got some things to work out, trying to find their momentum, but their defense showing a lot here tonight and something to definitely build off of going forward as they get 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery in tonight's ball game. Gotta like some of those numbers there for the Roseburg Indians. Final score 28-14 here in the postgame show. Stick around. We'll take a look at your individual statistics, and coming up in just a moment, we'll get to your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. We're giving away Mountain Mike's individual-sized pizzas for our players of the game throughout the Roseburg football season, and so we are looking forward to naming our first player of the game coming up here in just a bit. As we continue right along, it is Roseburg football for you. We'll be back with more of the postgame show on 541radio.com, on 99.5 FM, 880 AM KCMX in Medford, and here on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Well, welcome back to the post-game show, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining us here tonight. It has been a pleasure. If you are down in the Medford area, really appreciate you tuning in and following with us. And we are so happy that we could provide this for all the fans that could not travel with the team here tonight. Big thanks to Matt Bagley for helping set us up there on 99.5 FM, 880 AM KCMX down there. You can catch Matt with the Southern Oregon... Oh, boy, I should have probably made sure I knew what his sports talk show was down there. But Matt Bagley, you definitely want to make sure you check him out on his sports talk show that he does down there Monday through Friday. And I'm going to see if I can find him on Twitter there so that I can plug him, because I like that guy a lot, and it was great that he set us up with being able to be on the air down there with you guys in Medford to be able to help you out there. 96.1 the game, 96.1 FM, 580 the game down in Medford, and you can catch radio there in Medford. Southern Oregon Sports Talk, that it is, with Matt Bagley down there on 96.1 FM, 580 AM the game. I appreciate Matt, and check him out there when you get a chance to down in Medford for all sorts of great sports talk, including plenty of local high school sports talk down there in the Medford region. And appreciate all of you guys tuning in and following us here. I want to say thanks again to our video stream sponsor, Renco General Contractors, for helping us make sure that the video stream is happening this season, especially without fans being here. We appreciate everything that we can get to help make this possible. And thanks to Renco General Contractors, who specialize in industrial and commercial construction. So whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building, at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco. All right, here in the post-game show, taking a look at a few of the individual standouts here tonight for South Medford visiting here this evening. 3 interceptions on the night for Deacon Edgar, the sophomore quarterback, but he did end up with about 80 yards through the air. Garrett Henderson, 79 yards on the ground, had a 35-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter. Bryson Gooches had a touchdown run of 2 yards. He finishes with about 80 yards on the ground. You had Carson Joe, who finishes around 88 yards here tonight. He had a 19-yard touchdown as South Medford does their work on the ground there, scoring those. And then I feel like I must be missing a touchdown run in there somewhere. Gooch has had 2 touchdowns. 35-yarder as well. I did not mark that on my individual tally list here. There we go. Put that on there. So he had the 2 touchdowns here tonight for Bryson Gooches. So 4 rushing touchdowns this evening for South Medford. On the other side, it was 2 defensive touchdowns for Roseburg. They recovered a fumble in the end zone in the first quarter for a score, and then a pick 6 by Garrett Scholes. That gave Roseburg a 14-8 lead at the time. It did not hold up to the test of time the rest of the way. And unfortunate for Roseburg that they had a lead throughout much of this contest and just couldn't quite hold on to it. Some of your offensive numbers here tonight, though. Evan Corbin came in. He completed 4 passes for 36 yards on 7 attempts. On the ground, Braden Steinacre, 19 yards on 6 carries, 14 yards for Dominic Titone. Logan Klopfenstein, 10 yards on 5 carries. You had Alaric Call with 2 carries for 6 yards. And receptions for Colton Marshers, 18 yards. Landon Duper, an 18-yard catch. Klopfenstein and Call also with catches here tonight as well. It is time now in the postgame show to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. The player of the game is awarded with a gift certificate to Mountain Mike's Pizza for a free individual pizza there. And tonight it's going to be Garrett Scholes who is going to get the player of the game. I did just check something on my phone. I try to stay off it so I'm not too distracted throughout the broadcast, but got a message on Facebook from looks like Carson Dunn's dad, I'm going to guess on this, saying that Carson was the one that recovered, I believe, that fumble that was for the touchdown at the start. So if I'm reading everything correctly there, just seeing it now, and it looks like that was back at the start of the game. So that's what I'm assuming that message was about. But I'm going to give it to Garrett Scholes, and we hopefully will get a chance to see plenty of players here win the Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. But the big emotional play on the pick 6 for Scholes. Also had some big plays there on the defensive side. A lot of guys on the defensive side that really stepped up big here tonight, but we got to pick out one, and I'm going to go with Garrett Scholes here tonight. And he will be your player of the game for Roseburg. Thanks to Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be, sponsoring our player of the game. Well, folks, that's going to do it for us here tonight from Finlay Field. We're going to pack things up and head on home, but we'll be back out here tomorrow to bring you some Roseburg girls soccer. We don't have the full broadcast effect with the play-by-play, but we'll have the video coverage, the scoreboard up there at 541radio.com, so you can watch the whole thing. Tune in and catch Roseburg girls soccer tomorrow at 1 against Grants Pass. Roseburg football will be back on the air coming up next Friday night here from Finlay Field as they take on Grants Pass. We look forward to that. It'll be a 6:45 start time, 7 o'clock kickoff as we get things going here from Finlay Field. We look forward to having you with us again coming up next week for Roseburg football. Make sure you check out 541radio.com for the broadcast schedule of all of our live sports. Oregon State basketball coming up tomorrow in the Pac-12 championship game. Believe it or not, they upset Oregon tonight. We'll have coverage of that game for you tomorrow. Check the broadcast schedule at 541radio.com. And if you are watching on 541radio.com, you can always find what Roseburg High Sports we will have on the video player. We've got the schedule there on the side, so check that out there as well. All right, that's going to do it for us, folks. I want to say thanks to Brendan Cranford back in the studio for the radio production here tonight. A big thanks to Angela Keyran for running the video camera for us here this evening. As always, a thanks to head coach Dave Heiberger, athletic director Russ Bullen, and the entire Roseburg football program and athletic department here this season for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg High Sports here on 541radio.com and on The Score. And as always, folks, like to say thanks to you, the fans, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Boy, it's felt like a long time since I've gotten to say this, but thanks for tuning in for the broadcast tonight, folks, because without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran. We look forward to doing it next Friday night with you for another night of Roseburg football from Finlay Field right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. All right.